normally. Well, all right, we're okay.
Hiccup.
Yeah, I went to go set up the show, and it does the usual thing that it does, and then it was like, try again. And I was like, try again? What?
Well, that was like my Spotify.
Nice try.
So annoyed.
I got. Oh, by the way, if you're just looking live and the show hasn't started, Nicky Hill will be here, but he's going to be late. And I'll say that in the regular show too.
Fashionably.
Is it what's fashionable? 15 minutes? Unfashionably late.
Yeah, I
I'd
guess.
say.
Yeah, I guess it would be excruciatingly
noticeably
I
late.
feel like
Embarrassingly late.
Fashionably late has, in my opinion, less to do with time and more to do with how many people are there when you get there.
So if there's a ton,
okay.
you could sneak in and nobody would know, is what you're saying. Are you good?
Yeah.
Hit a sound for me.
Baby, lock the door and turn the
Yeah, maybe if
lights
there's
down
enough people at the
low.
function, there's no such thing as late.
That's
If you're
true.
the first ones there, it's like,
Yeah.
All right, 3,
Show
2.
up early to help set up.
Oh. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast, Webisode 890, the Eternatus podcast. MomBrain, will you tell us about Eternatus, please?
I will.
Eternatus.
890. Damn near killed him. All right.
It's gonna be a good one today,
It's good,
everybody.
it's good.
Okay. Eternatus. The core on Eternatus's chest absorbs energy emanating from the islands of the Galar region. This energy is what allows Eternatus to stay active.
Eternatus.
65 feet tall.
Get a load of the weight on that baby.
2,094 pounds.
That's a ton. That's
Wow.
a ton. That Pokemon weighs a ton, literally.
Genders unknown. Categories gigantic. Abilities include pressure, which puts other Pokemon under pressure, causing them to expend more PP to use their moves.
I will expand and extend my PP for this battle. Thank you,
A
MomBrain.
lot of musical
thing.
references in there with the pressure and the
Oh,
Antonius,
Eternatus.
and then the I guess he's from the Guar region.
Galar region.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Thank you, MomBrain.
Sure thing.
Oh, I did it again. I do that every time. I leave the mouse pointer on the record button after I hit it, so I
On
have
the
to.
report button.
So I have to move it away, which wouldn't be a big deal with the regular mouse, but I'm using the touchpad. So you go to touch and you're like, oh, is it going to click?
Please excuse me.
what do you
I
got
just
there?
got back from a run and I'm having a peanut butter sandwich.
Nice job on the
Peanut butter.
run.
Thank you. And you want to, can I
Man,
just,
that looks good. It's
You
just
want
bread
some?
and peanut butter. No, I can't.
and allow me to just, for a moment,
Hold on one second, really quick. Nicky Hill will be here. He's not at the table right now, but we did speak his name and he will be here.
so I have a data plan on my Apple Watch so I can
Data plan.
That's
There
what I
you
was
go.
looking for. That's what I was looking for.
So I can go for a run and I don't need to bring my phone. So today I get started. I start with my warm up and then I'm like going to go into Spotify to, pick whatever I want to listen to. And Spotify is like, oops, something went wrong. Try again. And it kept doing that and doing that and doing that and doing that.
Well,
And I was like, because at first I was like, well, maybe I'm just too close to my phone and it's just like having a hard time, Nope, not the case. And by the time I realized like this was not going to be an easy fix, I was like, I'm not turning around and going back home to turn around and go back out again.
yeah.
So I have like one downloaded album from Apple Music from forever ago.
You too.
You too.
Yep.
And it's one of Toe's albums.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I had to listen
So
to
you listen to math rock on the
for
way
the
out?
entirety of my, and I mean, it was fine, but it was certainly not what I was
Yeah.
looking for. Oh, and the one song from a WWE album, the DX song. So I
Oh,
listened to that
okay.
a couple of times
Okay.
too. But yeah, it was real annoying.
Is that the whoa and never give up?
No.
No, it's
D-Generation X.
Okay.
Yeah.
They both get you psyched.
I thought it was going to be Asuka's song because he used to have that.
Yeah, but I don't have that from Apple Music. It's like Spotify or,
Well, I'm sorry to hear that happen. I guess it's a technical snafu day, but we should be okay now.
Yeah, that stinks. I know the feeling. It's because otherwise it's just like you're dealing with your thoughts and the blood running through your head, and you're just like, oh my God, I never thought this could get more boring.
Dealing with thoughts, yeah, that's the worst one. I've had that happen a few times. I'm like, I don't like this at all. Well, congratulations on surviving that mishap. When I go out for a walk, I always turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone because I usually ping and connect to like the Comcast hotspots that are all over the neighborhood. So I'm bouncing off and on from Wi-Fi, and that screws things up. Anyway, MomBrain is here. Hi, MomBrain.
I sure am.
Deux Michaels is here. Uku. Uku to you too. Nicky Hill will be here. He had a late night last night for work, and he's motoring in now. And if I know Nicky Hill, he's watching live. So hi, Nicky Hill. We also have the one and only Josh Grobot. Josh, how are you doing this weekend or this week? Both, actually. How you doing? Just how you doing in general?
I'm a hardcore gamer. I'm here to grace you with my presence.
Been hardcore gaming?
Hanging and
Hanging and
banging.
banging. Josh, do you play Fortnite? I've never asked you
That's
that.
none of your business.
That's what I felt. Okay. Just Call of Duty?
Don't be a sweaty. Be a go-getty.
Oh,
Call of Duty, bro.
So all Call of Duty or all Tetris. I get it.
A big hello to my fans.
The millions and millions of fans out there. And of course, hello to George. How are you doing, George?
Buongiorno. Doing just fine. Just lying.
George, we have news related to you that we'll get into at the top of the show. But first, let me say hello to our Discord friends. How are you doing? No, let me start again. How you doing? Oh, that's really funny. My chat wasn't caught up, and the first one was Guy Bones, so I scrolled all the way down, and it's Guy Bones. How you doing, Guy Bones and Highland Tom and PC and Blood Ocean and Drake and Sneaker Hacks and Roth and Red Souza? Did I say? Yes, I did.
Piper's out there like a...
And Alternus Liz and Nico Darunia and Iced Dilbert and Master Koi. No, Master Koi, I haven't heard that. Master Koi says, have you heard the elaboration on the recent direct rumors from the original source saying it's probably going to be F-Zero 99 and a new Mario versus Donkey Kong game with the minis? Just thought I might rain on everyone's parade. Master Koi, I have not heard that. We are going to talk about those rumors later today, but now we know. There were rumblings of something F-Zero related coming from a rumored Nintendo Direct that is happening this week. But again, we'll get into that with news later. Hello, Giant Reggie.
So all these people have been clamoring for a new F-Zero, but they've had 98 of them. So I don't know what they're upset about. They don't have enough. They don't have enough of these games.
Hi, Koboon. Well, the first 98 came within like 2 years of each other. It's been 20 years of nothing. Good to see everybody. Thanks for spending part of your weekend with us. We love having you. Hi, MomBrain. How are you? Oh, you sent my picture to the Discord. I took a lovely picture of MomBrain yesterday because we had an amazing rainbow. One of the best rainbows I've ever seen in real life.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So anyway, first things first, as I said, we have news for you, George.
Oh my.
Because we have a family group chat, which is called the Corona Clan.
Oh, we have 2 family group chats.
Lovingly, this group chat is full of the senior members of the family, let's say, to put it nicely. And apparently my aunt and uncle watched the show because they were talking about the video version specifically. So they sent a text to this group chat to ask me a question about you, George. They said, hey, RMC, question for you, which maybe others are interested in knowing the answer. When we watch your podcast, who is on the wall? Center screen, lower placement on the wall, a young guy. My uncle thinks it looks like Jerry Lewis of the Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin duo. I don't have a clue. Does everyone know who it is because he's famous? We don't. There you go,
They're
George.
definitely talking about this guy
Yeah.
and not
No.
because
They're talking
that
about
looks
guy.
more like Jerry Lewis.
Nope, they're talking about that guy right there.
Huh.
And it's you, George. George, what do you think? You're famous.
I'm very flattered. You guys are the zest.
Wow, the zest. George, I mean, you're no stranger to being famous. Everybody, I mean, you're a living meme. You're all over the internet. Plus, we know you've rubbed elbows with the late great what's his name? He just died.
Oh, Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, yes. And I believe you've been with some other celebrities over the years, but Yeah, you're when it comes to internet culture, you are definitely a top tier memeable man. People know your face, they know what you do for a living.
Now, am I misremembering, or was George originally a gift from Lube to JTS?
That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
And JTS did not want to take George in. And I said, of course we'll take George in. And this was before George became a meme. We owned George before the internet learned of
This was
George.
a long time ago.
And then George superstardom happened not because of us, but just happened on the internet not too long afterwards. And Lube gave it to us because they had it at his employer, Walmart, but they had no need for it. They weren't putting it up. And Lube just thought it was too funny.
No need for George? How do you feel about that,
to
George?
not take it home with them. So he took it home. It was gifted to someone. They didn't want it. And now we have George. And George lives here with us. And we couldn't be happier.
At the Lime, I was really upset about it. But now I've found a true family. So thank you. Thank you for having
George, that's right. You're one of the family. Without you, we would be a wreck.
Well, George, I'm sure that the family would be really excited if you would just give a little shout out to them.
Shout out to Janice and Dan. I had the best of limes hearing about this.
Wow, George, that's wonderful. And you know what? If you knew them, this story would be all the more endearing because
I still think it's endearing, but yes.
But because all Janice wants for her family is for their life to be sweet and wonderful and happy. Like she's just
easygoing, stress-free.
She's just like she's the kind of person who revels in having been on her feet for the morning and sitting down with a cup of tea and a cookie. And when she sits down, you relax because she just and like she just there's just something so wonderfully wholesome.
She's a person on a vacation who like a family member will be sitting there and you're like, oh, I guess I'm gonna get up and go out to the pool, and she'll be like, oh, don't. It's so much. Just relax. Just sit here and relax.
It's nice and air conditioned in
Yeah.
here. Why be outside?
She's
when
like,
you could be
get up
inside?
and you got to put on your bathing suit and the sunscreen. It's just take it easy here.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely got the spirit of my grandmother in her, obviously, because that's her daughter. But
and Dan is a connoisseur
of
onion rings.
Ooh, that sounds good to me.
That's a random fact. Okay.
Well, I mean,
it's where the flavor's at. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So they said, another text was, who is this guy? Why did they have him in there?
Well, these are your family members asking why you're doing something strange?
Yes. Many guesses as to who this mystery person was. I feel happy to have an answer. He's placed quite prominently and seen clearly on your show. So we have been questioning who he is or what he's doing for a long time. We can relax now. Well, there you go. You can relax. The mystery solved. We all know George. We all love George. And I hope that little bit of knowledge makes the rest of your day wonderful. And George, you deserve every bit of recognition and attention that you can get. So happy to share that with you.
Arrivederci.
Moving on, something that just
That
happened.
story was boring.
Oh, Josh, don't do that. Come on. Josh, you
Shut up. I don't care.
Now we're fighting. All right. Doesn't usually happen. We go back, Josh.
Doesn't anyone care what I think?
Sound pretty sour over there.
Oh!
I am the world's best singer.
Oh, no.
Jealous.
Josh, everybody loves you too. You don't have to do that. There's room in the spotlight enough for both of you.
That story was boring.
Okay.
And dumb.
All right. Moving on to somebody else's spotlight. Boring.
Moving on.
Okay, Josh, I'm moving on.
Did you know you can play Tetris
all right,
for free on
Josh.
Tetris.com?
Are you done?
Sure, whatever.
Thank you. I've done a Mike Lindell impression in the past, and some people, no one at this table, have said I overdo it a little bit with my accent, and I'm like, no, that's how the man
TikTok
sounds.
of him getting real worked up.
I saw the same.
So I clipped part of it. I'm sure we've all seen the same thing, but I wanted to clip part of it. So when I do my Mike Lindell impression, I'm like, I'm Mike Lindell and my pillow, and come buy my pillows.
Don't call his pillow lumpy.
And he is in a deposition for all the Trump crap and all that stuff. We're not talking about that, but we are talking about something that he said during it, because I heard it and I was like, this is like Mike Lindell doing an impression of Mike Lindell. I screen recorded a 1-bit. I'm going to hold my my phone up to my microphone. This is actually Mike Lindell.
Nobody called because of a lumpy pillow.
Nobody called because of a lumpy pillow. I can't. A lumpy pillow.
Nobody called because of a lumpy pillow.
I love the way he says that. I was like, I want that as a sound clip, but there's no reason to ever use it. I love
yeah, right.
But yes, that deposition snippet is really funny.
Man, I give the guy question, like talking to him, a lot of credit for keeping his keeping his cool and his patience on it. Because, man, you got this guy, you know.
But you do hear the interviewer say something like, "All right, you good now?" Like he basically says something that makes you think
he says something like that.
Are you finished?
But that's what I think he says. Are you finished? I think he says, "Are you finished?" Yeah.
Because I mean, and who knows? Like if that's our 1 or our 8 or like. You
better be careful because Mike will fly in that drone and take him out with it.
That's right.
Nico Darunia, hi, Granimus. Whoa, chat's going nuts. Nico Darunia says, it's Popple's birthday tomorrow and Burn and Cheeses is today. If only we could do something for that. If only some... Not too upset to perform. I won't steal Josh's spotlight.
Hell yeah.
He hits it.
My name's Josh Robot.
Oh
and
boy, double song.
I'm the best on this podcast. Far and
what an
away.
honor for a birthday.
I'm so great. And you guys suck. If you don't like that, I don't give a darn.
Still got it, Josh. You still got it. One of the greats. Happy birthday to Popple and Burn and Cheese. I hope you guys have wonderful birthdays. Alternate List says Josh is my king. That's beautiful. Sneaker Axe went to the Toadstool Cafe and shared some lovely pictures of their meals that they had. Man, look at that cupcake. That cupcake looks so good. All right. Moving on from that.
I can't wait until the podcast crew takes a trip
to Super Nintendo World?
Yes, because we have to. We have to. Like,
okay,
it would be a dream come true.
The one in Florida will have the Donkey Kong ride, so that's the one I want to go to.
And we can try and maybe we could pool our money and send my mom and dad on a nice vacation
away,
and then we could go crash at their house.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
We have some gaming related stuff that I want to talk about because we got 2 packages this week.
2 packages.
I got one from the gang at Yacht Club, and they sent over a nice note. It says, "Hi RMC, can you believe it's been 9 years since Shovel Knight launched on Kickstarter, March 14th, 2013? In that time frame, we've made a lot of memories and a lot of games. We crafted 7 Shovel Knight games, released games physically all over the world, became the first third-party company to make their own amiibo, helped to publish games, and launched another Kickstarter with a new IP, Mina the Hollower. We've grown so much.
I support it.
Both individually and as a company. We meant to send the Shovel Knight treat back in 2019 before our world was upended by the pandemic. Despite the struggles to adapt, we've managed to accomplish a lot, and it's been quite a journey. However, we couldn't have accomplished any of this without your help and support over the years. We can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. Really, we wanted to send over some Shovel Knight amiibo and retail copies of the game as a small token of our gratitude. We hope you're enjoying Shovel Knight's most recent adventure in Shovel Knight Dig. I did play that. We look forward to setting sail once more on our endless quest to create fun and delightful games. We hope you'll join us and continue to enjoy the adventure as well." So thank you very much, Yacht Club. That was really nice of you. And they did send over an amiibo 3-pack of Spectre Knight, Plague Knight, and King Knight. Beautiful amiibo. And as I said, they were the first third party to have an amiibo release. So that's a huge deal. These aren't new amiibo, but they are certainly ones that I did not have. And then on top of that, they sent the Shovel Knight Gold Edition amiibo, which Deux and I were talking about beforehand. Do I take this out of the box or not? I don't know. It feels wrong to take that one out of the box. The trio, they are gorgeous, and I like the box, and it's fun to have a trio box of amiibo, but I think I would take them out. That King Knight is awesome. I really like King Knight. I mean, I like them all, but King Knight is just the yellow, and he looks so regal.
I like the little bird guy.
Plague Knight. So thank you again to them. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the amiibo. I have an amiibo shelf with a ton of amiibo on it, but I don't know if I should take it out of the
Is
box.
there
or not.
something special you'd like to say about how you ended up getting that?
Oh yes, I should tell that story. Hi, Anastasia Beaverhazen. So last week I got a notification that I was getting a package from Yacht Club, but they didn't say what it was. I had no idea what was in it. And I was like, oh, this is really exciting. But the arrival date was a week later. And I was like, I got to wait a whole week to see what's in this thing? Now I know. But I got the email the night before from FedEx and it was like, your package will arrive tomorrow. And I was like, awesome. So what I do, first thing when I wake up is I go on my phone and check my email. And in my email was the email from FedEx and it said, your package has arrived. So I was like, this is great. I go peek out the front door and there is a big box out there, but not one I was expecting. We got a box of cat food, which is important. But I was like, where's the other package? Check the front steps, nothing. Check the back or check the side door, nothing. Piper was very excited for her food, as you can hear. Whoa, there she is. I checked the bushes. I checked the mailbox just in case. Could not find the package anywhere. And if you go in the email, it's like you can click a link to see like proof that the package was delivered. So we clicked the link, or I clicked the link. No, she's got to go. I clicked the link and saw the picture, and the picture showed the package being dropped off at our old apartment. And I was like, how did this happen? We've been there in 7-8 years. And unfortunately, we live close to there. So I had to say to Mom, I had to call MomBrain because she's got the car. And I was like, can you please go over to the old apartment and get the package? Which is fair because we did it for you all those years ago.
Yeah. And
Granted, yours was like 2 days after we moved, but.
Yeah. And this was like, my first week of school and I'm like exhausted.
I thought you were going to tell the rest of the story.
Oh, well. So Ramit is like, are you just going to go like swipe it off the porch? And I was like, no, I'll knock first. But if nobody answers, I'm going to take it because I don't want to like end up in a kerfuffle. And if there's like a ring doorbell, I'll just like leave a message with the doorbell and be like, hey, sorry. Like, so I got there and I had to do like a K-turn because there were no parking spaces. And the guy who lives there now was like unloading stuff into the garage. And as I was like getting
perfect timing
out of the car, he was closing the garage. And I was like, oh, so then I had to ring the doorbell and be like, hi, did you get a package for Ramit Cowboy? And he was like, oh yeah.
It's mine now.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, we lived
That's
here.
me, Mr. Cowboy.
We lived here years ago, and this was accidentally delivered here. And I was like, we loved it here. It was such a great place. Hope the place is treating you well. And the guy was like, I was gonna bring it back to UPS or FedEx, and I was like, okay, bye. Like, I gotta go.
Awkward.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think if somebody did that, like if we were still there and somebody came to the apartment and was, I imagine your interaction being nice and they were like, I used to live here. I'd be like, oh, really? That's pretty cool. And I'd ask like a question or something. I'm not going to have like a giant conversation, but you think you'd give a little more than like a half-hearted laugh, but whatever. He doesn't have to do anything. It's just, but package secured. Amiibo are here. Thank you very much, Yacht Club. Also this week, another package from the team behind Fae Farm, who sent over a really cool themed box for Fae Farm. And when you open it up, there's all Fae Farm artwork inside, which is awesome. And there's a
plushie,
a Fae Farm plush. I haven't played Fae Farm yet, so I don't know what this is called. But there's a nice little blue plush. MomBrain, actually,
it's
you could
Pokemon that comes in the big screen on Smash Brothers.
Snorlax.
Yeah.
Also, they sent a really cool message in a bottle.
Message in a bottle.
Can you? I'm having trouble. Can you close that up for me and just put it on the ground? Thank you.
I'm gonna go.
Hi, Tentavision. Good to see you.
Put it in the awning because it looks like it's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain again. Uh-oh.
Well, it looks like it's gonna rain. Do you want me to get like tweezers?
This is going to be a really good message.
I got it.
Oh, we've got a picture of smelly old Maisie in the Discord.
Yeah.
Hi, Macy. This message is for you.
You stink.
Aw.
The message says, "Dear future friend, once upon a time, an island called Azoria glittered like a multicolored gem in the ocean. This land was home to many friendly and hardworking souls, but life had become difficult for them. Magical hardships have deprived them of their coziness and separated them from their friends and even their homes. But I, Mayor Merritt, know that someone like you can help us, someone who wants to farm, explore, and have an adventure or two. Lately, even reaching our island requires a treacherous journey through turbulent seas. But a brave adventurer can triumph over any dangers. Will you join us in Azoria? Sincerely, Merritt the Mayor." Fae Farm came out on Switch just yesterday. So
If Azoria smells like the inside of this bottle, definitely I'm going, Mayor. Smells good,
it
right?
does smell good. You're right. I would have never thought to smell it, but there you go. Thank you very much. If this would be great if I could remember the developer's name, and you might have noticed me tiptoeing around not knowing it, but now I'll just. It's a developer I know. I want to say it's the same team behind that Monster Hunter style game, Dauntless. Yeah, Phoenix Labs. Phoenix Labs is the company. So thank you, Phoenix Labs. I appreciate it. I'm not really into farm games, but I believe this one has more adventure and focus on that kind of stuff than it does farming. But I will certainly give it a try. Now, my mom, on the other hand, she loves those games. She's a huge fan of Stardew Valley and My Time at Portia and Harvestella and all those games. So I told her about this one. She saw a trailer and she was really excited for it, and that was months ago. So I got to tell her it's out now. But there you go. It is out now on Switch and other platforms. It might just be Switch and PC actually right now. I don't remember. But that is almost all the news I wanted to talk about before we got into top stories. I had one more thing that I've been waiting all week to talk about, but I can't do it because Nicky Hill's not here. So you're going to have to wait until Nicky Hill's here. So I apologize. I've really been like counting down the days to talk about this. And he's not here, so you got to wait.
Shouldn't be much longer.
Shouldn't be, no. But while we wait for him, we will go into top stories. So, MomBrain, if you would, please. I remember this week is not having too many top stories, but I guess I was wrong. We'll see how it goes. Charles Martinet did an interview at the some special thing. GalaxyCon Austin 2023. He was on stage. He had a panel, and they had a Q&A. And they asked someone at the Q&A asked Mr. Martinet, "Mr. Martinet, what is a Mario ambassador?" And Martinet said, "I don't know what it is." So he was very honest. He's like, "I am now a Mario ambassador. I don't quite know what that is, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm very excited about it." So, and then after that, he was like, "For the rest of the Q&A, please, no more questions about that stuff because I don't know what I'm doing." So that's that. Because the internet, when he announced it, was like, "What the hell's a Mario ambassador?" And the guy that's been given the title is like, "What the hell's a Mario ambassador?" So, other than traveling around to conventions like he has been and meeting fans like he has been. I don't know. Now he's just got an official title for it. Maybe he gets paid for it now. I don't know.
It just proves that they got rid of him.
Do you get an affair?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Thanks.
So yeah, we don't know what the situation is as far as like what he'll be doing differently now, or if it's just a title, or if it's a title that he's also getting paid for. We honestly don't know. But Mr. Martinet himself doesn't know.
Did he do the voice at this?
Yes,
he did. Okay.
At
least he's still allowed to do the voice at like conventions.
Yeah,
and
so the video with Charles and Miyamoto came out this week, and
Charles, like Merv's Charles.
Charles, and even Miyamoto said like he'll be going around to events doing the voices and everything. So they're not like you can't do the voice anymore. They're letting he can go do the voice all he wants. So he'll still be Mario when you see him, and yes, you'll be allowed to have him perform for you and whatever he wants to do. So yeah, no regulations on that. But seems Mr. Martinet is waiting for information just like we are. The Destructo 94 says, "To me, that PR statement read as pure PR statement. Quote, Mario ambassador, end quote, is probably a made-up, non-existent job description Nintendo made up not only to Charles, but to the fans to soften the blow of him being replaced or stepping down. Mario Ambassador literally means keep doing what you've already been doing, Charles. Going to conventions, signing Mario merch and memorabilia, and doing the voices for people. We just won't sue you or pay you. Well, the last part is conjecture. We know they won't sue him. That's for sure. We don't know if they're not paying him. I mean, because look, like Miyamoto at Nintendo he's got the title of creative fellow. So like, there's other names that aren't very indicative of what you're actually doing, but Miyamoto's getting paid, obviously. So hopefully Charles is getting paid, but yeah, we don't know. And as I said, that Miyamoto Martinet video came out this week, and it didn't give us any more information. It was nice to hear from both of them. They talked more about, just like Miyamoto talked about meeting Charles and his love of Charles' voices and how great the guy is in general. And then Charles talked about how much he loved doing the characters and how great his interactions with Nintendo were and all that.
And then Charles was like,
"Hurry up already!" So, we didn't get any more information on why Charles is not doing the voices anymore, and I guess we won't. All that Charles said somewhere else was that he's not retiring. So, I guess if other companies want him to do voices,
never retire.
he'll be doing voices. So he's not done doing voice work.
Isn't this whole thing so weird then? If he's not retiring, but he's sticking on with the company, how isn't this strange?
It's very strange, yeah.
I hope against hope that he is well and healthy in every aspect of his life.
Well, he said he's not retiring.
But I can't help but worry that this is like him kind of like, taking himself out of the limelight a little more, giving himself more time for, sorry, George.
What was that? Huh?
Giving himself more time.
More
for,
line?
like, or maybe it was like he was ready to retire. Here's what I hope. He was ready to retire and he was like, guys, I'm done. No more work for me.
but he said he's not retiring.
And Nintendo was like, you can't retire. We can offer you like you're an ambassador, so you don't have to do as much work.
But why would he say he's not retiring then?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he told Nintendo, he was like, listen, Shiggy, I want to retire. And they were like, absolutely not. You're not retiring. So this was their concession to him, is like, you can like mini retire.
But what do they get? I mean,
they're not getting anything.
I love
from
the
it.
man, and he's such a great person. We've met him. We've talked about it. I think he's a great asset at E3s and at conventions or wherever you see him. But it's not like I'm gonna go buy a Mario game because Charles Martinet is like an ambassador. I don't understand what they're getting out of this.
Hi, Joe Shabadoo. Master Koi says, could this be a union issue? I remember that happened to one of the Bowser voice actors. I doubt it because of how long he's been doing it, but I don't know. See, that's the thing. We don't know, so that causes speculation because MomBrain's got her thing, Deux got his, I've said mine. People are like, maybe he's upset because he wasn't Mario in the Mario movie and he wanted to step away and things were really ugly for a while, and then Nintendo smoothed things over to a degree where he's still involved, but he's not voicing the character. Maybe Nintendo just wanted a younger voice actor to work with because Charles has been doing it for 30 years. That could be the case too. I mean, look at Sonic the Hedgehog. Actors have we had for Sonic, and nothing's been wrong with any of them. Like Urkel could still do the voice, and whoever else has done the voice could still do the voice. They're all, none of them are old. It's not like Urkel's old. What is he? Probably like 50 something. He's got decades ahead of him where he could do a voice. So maybe Nintendo just wanted to change it up. I don't know. But then you'd be like, why would they want to change it up and get somebody that does a voice exactly like Charles? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
We don't know is the problem.
Because it's been a long, long time. What, 96 or something he's been doing it?
Well, Mario 64 is the one where people know him as being the voice of Mario first, but he did like a pinball machine or something before that. But it's roughly that time, yeah. Mid-90s, we'll say.
Woohoo, tilt! I don't know. Pinball. That's a pinball.
Fun to my balls. I don't know that we'll ever get the information we want. And if we do, it'll probably be from a leaked source years from now, because it's been very clear from what Nintendo has said and now Charles has said. Neither of them are going to give you more information on why he stepped away. I'm sure there will be more interviews where people ask Charles why this happened, and he'll give his PR response, but when both sides have we've seen videos and statements and read things from them. That's it. It's not like 2 months from now they're going to be like, okay, here's the real deal. And Nintendo won't say who the voice actor is in Mario, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. They're like, you're just going to have to see the credits of the game to find out. So I don't know.
Do you think? I don't know. It could be anything. I don't even know why I'm
That's
bringing
the
up
problem.
any scenarios.
Go ahead. I want to hear.
Well, do you think? Does he get like? He must have been getting paid in like exponentially more over the years, right? Like maybe
sure his
maybe
money
they were
went
just
up,
like,
yeah.
you know what, like he's great and everything, but like we don't really need him for the voice if we got to pay him X, Y, and Z. Let's like make him an ambassador and just do things cheaper with a voice actor. Maybe they were thinking that, but
Yeah. You know what also could have happened? You remember all that Bayonetta stuff? That wasn't Nintendo, but Nintendo publishes Bayonetta. Like Platinum went through that, so Nintendo was obviously privy to that voice acting situation where that woman was. I don't want to be mean. Where there was a big dispute with that woman. So maybe that ruffled Nintendo's feathers, and they're like, "Uh-oh, we don't want to get into a situation like this. Let's take care of our outliers now and make sure we're good for the next couple of decades." So maybe that's the case. Again, all speculation. We don't know, but that's what happens when you don't have the information. You don't know. And I believe Nicky Hill is here.
unless someone else is here to kill us.
Nope. I heard him. It's him. There he is.
The podcast can begin.
Charles, it's me, Nicky.
He was
Buddy.
listening.
Oh,
Charles in charge. There's a pair of shoes out in the driveway.
mine. Oh, that's right. It's gonna rain.
Yeah. I mean, I drove through
Would
rain.
you
I don't. It
please?
doesn't look like
Oh
it
no,
hit
they
you.
were out there to dry, I bet.
They were, yeah, because they were
just
soaking
popped
wet,
in.
and I put them on today, and they were still soaking wet.
Gross.
Oh, is it the bottle with the
Smell
note
it.
in it? The note
That's
in the
from,
bottle from England or something?
Smell
That's
inside.
from Christina Aguilera.
Smell what England smells like.
Well, and I'm sorry to do this to you again, everybody, but with MomBrain leaving, I can't tell the story. No, I'll wait. I'll wait for you. Uh-oh.
Did we smell it
I
all?
can't get. Oh no.
RMC, you and I smelled it all.
All that we
I think I
suck
got a
so-
little bit. I had a coffee in the car too. That's messing me up.
You got COVID. You can't smell.
Let's not joke about it.
Oh, that's not a joke. Where's my little putty?
On your thumb?
There, yeah, see if you can spell that. That's got to smell.
I've been a little congested, but not like that kind of congested. Oh, yeah. I smell
There you
that.
go. There you
Okay,
go. We're
okay.
good. All right, we'll move on to this while MomBrain's gone.
Well, now I gotta smell it if it's gonna make
It's
me
not-
puke.
no.
Oh, it's not a bad smell. It's a nice smell. It's just strong.
It smells like Zen.
Oh my
my
God,
God.
that's what it is. Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I had thoughts while I was driving here, and then I got here, and everything's gone.
Well,
All I can think about is shoes.
Well, if they come back, thank you for saying that. I would have. The whole point of me leaving out there would have been ruined. So, moving on. Europe's top 15 for the Switch in August of 2023. I will make you guys guess this. If you can find the music, Nicky Hill, go for it. But
What?
if not,
For
don't
what?
worry. The Millionaire music. Oh, MomBrain might be back already. Top 15 Europe Switch eShop. That's the music I want. Nicky Hill, you begin.
Europe top 15 eShop
Yes. August.
for Switch.
Only system with the eShop, but yes.
Is Lego Star Wars still on the list?
No, dude, you could win it with one answer.
Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4. He won it.
I
Congratulations.
thought it
The
wasn't
game's
gonna be there
over.
for a second. I should have
That's
said
it.
Tears of the Kingdom.
There you go. Yes.
Let me guess. Vampire Survivors, Sea of Stars, 1 and 3. Am I right?
I don't see Vampire Survivors. Sea of Stars is on here. 1 and 3. I don't know what that means.
Sea of Stars. That's only been
Oh,
out
I
for
was
like a
looking
week,
at-
right?
Under top stories, there's another list somewhere that has Sea of Stars at number 1 and Vampire Survivors at number 3.
Oh, yeah. That's
Don't know what that list is.
So let me. Yeah.
By the way, I was just gonna say, I'm sorry, I'm late. I went to your old apartment
Oh,
accidentally. For some reason I thought we were doing it there, and the guy there really nice guy, had me come in, made me a sandwich.
Was he doing his own podcast?
Yeah, we started doing a podcast about identity theft and stealing
Oh.
people's packages.
How you
And
can make a
that's-
living
and-
reselling people's packages.
Yeah.
And that's when it dawned on you that you weren't hanging out with the GoNintendo crew.
Yeah,
You were
well,
like,
he
wait a
said-
minute, you're not RMC.
He said, during the podcast of like identity theft, he was like, yeah, I just got this identity the other day. We'll all meet something or other. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in the wrong house.
Took you that long to realize? Well, at
That's
least
pretty
you
good.
realized. Starting with number 15, New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, Disney Dreamlight Valley, A Little to the Left, Sea of Stars, Quake 2, Pikmin 4, Among Us, Stardew Valley, Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo Switch Sports, Brotato, Storyteller, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Minecraft, and your number one game of the Switch eShop in Europe for August 2023, Red Rat Hat Redemption. There you
Oh,
go.
by the way, yeah, the
Numero uno.
guy that lives in your apartment, this is probably why things got confused. He goes by the name of Maulreet Balcoy.
Mhm.
I don't know why you guys are you applauding Maulreet?
Bring out the olives.
yeah, Mark.
All right. So no, this wasn't done on purpose. I swear to God, guys, it just worked out that way. That I made you wait 40 minutes. I'm like, I got something I want to talk about.
You didn't. No, you just mentioned that you wanted to talk about it, and then I got here in like 15 minutes.
I mentioned it at the start of the show.
Did you?
Yeah. And here we are, and you're still delaying it. Can I go? Because it's
Before
about
the
you,
show.
and it's about you.
Yeah, I heard it like an exit ago, but go ahead.
Here we go.
I'm excited.
He's dragging it out now.
Here it comes.
Holy cow.
And here
and
it is.
a one.
So,
and a two. and
Last
a-
week on the show, we had a discussion about watching things because I said One Piece and all that. And you do, and you go ahead. Watching, not washing, watching, viewing things. And you do, and you, Nicky Hill, had mentioned things that you had asked me to watch, and I didn't watch. And
boy.
during that conversation, I cannot explain how bad I felt. And I felt so bad about it during that podcast. And then afterwards, I felt really bad as well. And
Stop right there. He's going to tell us he watched something that we've been talking about, how he doesn't like it. He feels better about himself because he finally watched it, and we're going to go home and cry.
like how it's an apology
poor
and
man
he's already
finish.
throwing me under the bus. So I was thinking about it. I was like, those guys were 100% right. And I don't know why I didn't think of any aspect of it. I was like, they have said things they wanted me to watch, and I definitely have watched things they want me to. But there are things when they ask, I don't watch them right away. And then time passes and then maybe I'll get to it and maybe I don't. And I'm like, that's wrong. I shouldn't be doing that. I understand their frustration. And I was like, I don't know why I did that. It's not like, I was like, the more I thought about it, I was like, it's not an intention that I have. And it's not me like just pushing away their suggestions and being like, oh, I'll get to it because I have every intention of watching it. And then I just don't because things happen. And then when I say I watch this, I watch that, I'm like, of course they would be upset or sad or frustrated because they're like, man, I recommended this thing and he goes, I'll watch it. And then he doesn't watch it. Like, so I you guys were 100% right. I don't know why that didn't click for me. So I completely apologize. I've been embarrassed about it. And this week I set out to make things right. I have a long way to go, but I am on. I'm in the first third of the final season of Attack on Titan. All I've been watching is Attack on Titan.
I can tell. My goodness, you went through that second season like butter.
Well, I was like, I'll watch Attack on Titan and I'll watch Only Murders in the Building, and then this weekend I can talk about it on the podcast. I only have so much time. I'm still going through Attack on Titan, and right after I finish that, I will go to Only Murders in the Building. But yeah, so the second season of Attack on Titan has a decent amount of episodes, but the third season has a lot of
It's
episodes.
really long, yeah.
And then now I'm in the fourth, and I have like 15 more episodes to go.
Well, now I gotta.
And the bad news for me is
because I
on-
didn't watch the fourth season yet.
Oh, you
There's
didn't go into the
4
fourth season?
seasons?
I stopped
What?
there because the third one was so like long. I was like, I need to take a break, and I was kind of waiting for you because there was a lot of stuff from season 2 I wanted to talk
Well,
about that I've already forgotten.
That's
about.
what I
never
was gonna
even-
say.
I
We-
never got to season 2.
That's what I was going to say. We could talk about it now, although I'm guessing you've forgotten a lot of it. And
Forgotten
that's my
quite a
fault.
bit.
That's my fault.
No, it's my
Um,
brain's fault.
So I started season 4, and I'm up to, like I said, I think I got 15 more episodes in season 4. But this is also the worst time to start because Monday it's the last batch of final episodes. So I guess it's the best and the worst time.
Oh, it still isn't finished? I thought season 4 was finished.
Season 4 is not finished. The final episodes of season 4 come out Monday.
And is that the series finale?
Yes.
Like, oh
Yes.
wow.
So that'll be the end. So Nicky Hill, I apologize, but I
Oh.
promise that is the next thing I am going to.
You don't have to apologize. Like, that's not something I was necessarily like suggesting you watch. I was just kind of surprised that you really liked season 1,
I did.
and I know that like you put off season 2 because when I was initially talking about it, they were just airing, and you were like, I'll let it build up so I can not like I can watch it throughout a week and not for a month and a half. And I was just surprised because there were other things that you would watch that you didn't like, and I was like, this is something that you like, and you were looking. I just remember after the first season, like you were looking forward to the second season,
Yeah.
and then it was just like, meh.
Well, again, I don't watch things because I'm like excited for them. I understand what you're saying because any normal person would be like they would be excited to watch the thing that they like rather than other things that they don't like or don't know if they don't like. But I just like going in to watch something. So even though chances are I'll probably like the second season of Only Murders and the third, I'm sure. I'm more into the experience. So I don't want to say rush it, but I don't like, that's not how I
Well,
steer my decisions.
When it comes to Marvel and Star Wars, you're there the night they air the episodes. You watch at midnight.
But I'm not with Ahsoka.
Oh, I thought you were.
I'm 2 episodes behind with Ahsoka because I want to get Attack on Titan
okay.
done,
I didn't
and
realize.
Only Murders. So then I will. So basically, what I'm saying is I'm flipping. I'm doing it the way I should have been doing it. I'm flipping it to when people are like, "Hey, check this out. I really think you like it." That's where my priority goes, and then I'll go to the other stuff because that's how it should be. So after show, I'm more than happy to talk to you about anything Attack on Titan you want. I'm not going to get into spoilers here or anything like that. After show, we might, but
Well,
Wow.
most of the wow, indeed. Most of the stuff I want to talk to you about is like, well, I listened to it dubbed, and I
that's
think
what I'm doing.
I'm sorry, subbed. I
Oh.
listened to it subbed, so a lot. I think the voice actors either were changed or something changed, and like the look of the show changed drastically.
Wait,
for
are
me,
you
and, like,
listening
this-
to English or Japanese?
I'm listening to in Japanese and reading what
Oh,
they're.
so you
supposed to be
think the Japanese voice actors changed?
something was different, and couple that with how the art style seems to be different too. Like there's something about the art that changed. Either that or I'm insane.
No, 100%. So I don't know what to say.
Well, I might be wrong.
There
But-
could be a reason for the voice actors to change, but I don't want to. Since I'm ahead of you now, I don't want to spoil things.
Yeah, I don't.
Art-wise, yes, because the studio was like they could not keep up with their schedule at all, so it was split up between other studios. And Mappa is one of the studios that they're working with, and I really like Mappa. And they're all the episodes in season 4 so far. Like Mappa has a style that I can pick out very, very easily. Season 2 and season 1 of Attack on Titan is beautiful. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, I liked
Season
it.
2 and 3, you could tell they were really pushed and they did not have time because I don't care how show looks. It doesn't impact it for me, but it is noticeably worse. It's one of the
I noticed it big time.
way rougher looking anime that I've seen. It looks really bad. They'd save up their budget for like a couple of the action scenes where it looked better, but it looked really rough. Season 4 looks fantastic. Season 4 looks really good.
Cool.
So
Yeah, I gotta get back into it. Like I said, I just took a big break because I watched a giant chunk, and it
Yeah.
was, you know, and I was thinking I was crazy because I didn't have anything to like talk about it with. So I was just like, am I insane for interpreting things the way I am? But
Well,
I don't
like I
know
said, I would
how
love to talk more about it for what you could remember later on.
you've brought it up.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how often you've brought it up, or maybe you didn't really bring it up around me. I'm quite surprised that you are like that into it, just because it is one of the weirder ones.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't even call
it's
myself.
kaiju.
I wouldn't even call myself
And it's-
that
yeah.
into it. Like the first season blew me away because I don't know. I'd never seen anything like that. I guess, and maybe that's what it did. And then it took me a long time to even start watching season 2 and then season 3 right after it. So I don't know. I think part way through season 2, I was kind of like, I want to stick it through to the end at this point. But yeah, you're right. Like it checks a lot of boxes that you'd think Do Michaels would not be interested in.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's, and I'm not. This isn't like a gotcha sort of thing. I honestly feel like it's something that we would talk about. That you'd be like, oh wow, interesting, and then be like,
I know what you
He's
mean.
a changed man.
I
He's a
would.
changed man.
I definitely
Or,
do that for
oh,
some
yeah.
things, but
oh, the next. The last bit of episodes is coming out. I hear people are real excited about that.
Peace and love.
with
Peace and love. So long story short, again, my apologies. I was wrong. I'm embarrassed about it, and I will not do that from here on out. So I'll talk to you about Only Murders in the Building once I'm finished with that. But that's what I've been doing this week is I don't want to say powering through because it's not a challenge, but just really going through Attack on Titan. And we'll talk more about that later. But going back to Nintendo news, Nintendo revealed 4 more Switch
enough
bundles
How about you?
that are MomBrain has anime talk for Aftershow as well.
I do.
4 more bundles for this holiday season. Before Black Friday, they're getting ahead of the holiday season, shopping season, and all that, and letting people know what's going to be out there. And if you don't have a Switch, you now will have 4 special options that you can go with. You have, once again, not surprisingly, a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle. They've been doing this bundle for years now, and it continues this year. So it's a Switch and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe included at no additional cost. Comes out October 6th. Digital version of the game, a 3-month individual membership to Switch Online and the system itself, obviously. Also on October 6th is Animal Crossing New Horizons. You get a Switch Lite that is a special Animal Crossing themed version. There's 2 colors.
Not to be confused with the light switch.
That's right. Teal or I don't know. Coral. Let's go with that. Teal or coral colors. A digital copy of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Again, that's a Switch Lite. And then there's also the Nintendo Switch Sports Bundle, which comes out October 20th. And again, that's a Switch copy of Nintendo Switch Sports. There you go. 4 bundles. Joe Shabadoo says, hey, Europe getting the soccer game. Hope it does well. Switch Sports is underrated. Nintendo Switch Sports bundle is for Europe as well. Switch Sports is underrated. Nintendo Switch Sports bundle is for Europe. That is correct. The other 3 bundles are, I'm sure Europe will have those bundles as well. But North America gets Mario Kart and Animal Crossing. So if you've been hurting for a Switch or want a new Switch or just like special versions of the Switch, there are your options.
So
sorry,
Mario Kart, like that's just a bundle. That's an annual bundle, right?
They've been doing it for years. I want to say like between the Wii U and Switch, it's been like 9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, the Switch in that version is just a regular Switch. Yeah. The Switch lights for Animal Crossing are specially themed with the Animal Crossing leaf logo. Do you wanted to say something?
So these are being packaged with the games, I guess, just to move these systems, because like the games necessarily wouldn't move. Like,
no, the games are still selling big. That's why they're doing these bundles, because they know if you bundle them together with the system during the holiday season, they're going to move even more. Like this is how Nintendo sells 1 million units of the Switch within a month.
I mean, it's a great opportunity for a gift where you get a game packaged. Like,
right? Okay, I see that.
When a couple of years ago, I like searched one out and got the Mario Kart bundle for my girlfriend, for her child, and then last year I searched one out and got one for my sister. well, I helped out Santa
Whoops.
Claus, getting the bundle for my nieces, and like, yeah, it's just a great. It's the only time where you get like a free game.
You were going to say they're not making money on the game.
Well, I was gonna say they don't do it with Mario Wonder or with the Zelda Switch. They didn't include the games. So what? Like, was that just because it wasn't holiday time, or?
Well,
what?
also, those games are newer. Like Wonder, they're not going to do it. Yeah, because it's new. Because they'll make more money doing it separately.
Yeah, but Odyssey, they could.
Like when Animal Crossing came out, they didn't do it with Animal Crossing either. It's we're years after Animal Crossing now.
But he's right.
What?
No, like there's never been an Odyssey package or bundle. It's really the only one I can. Or Super Mario Third World.
Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you saying? For at the holiday season, they make the bundles for the long tail sellers.
Right.
Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, without a doubt, that game has sold over 50 million copies.
Which
so
is funny that it still sells really well on its own, and they're
Yeah.
bundling it.
that's why you
But-
bundle it at the holiday season, because
But
that
the other
sweetens
games
the
are
pot.
still, Odyssey is a great game, and it's
But
first
Odyssey is a great game, but Odyssey has sold less than half of what Mario Kart has. Like, if you're going to move systems, you're going to do it with Mario Kart and Animal Crossing, definitely. Like in Japan, it'd be Splatoon and Animal Crossing. But Mario Kart's big Mario Kart is the real outlier because that's huge everywhere. Like, there's no particular region that likes Mario Kart more than others. It's just universal.
Okay.
That's why Europe's getting the Nintendo Switch Sports Bundle and we aren't.
it would be neat if they did like a
Beep beep.
Tears of the Kingdom that has like included with it a like a 3-month membership to Nintendo Online or whatever, where you can play Oracle Seasons or Oracle, like
That
other
would be cool.
other like old games, like you have
Yeah.
access to those.
I think pretty much all these bundles come with that 3-month online thing. But yes, if you were making packaging, like you would make your Mario Kart bundle and say, here's your Switch month or your 3 free months of Switch Online, and they have like a little thing that's like, go on and play Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart 64. Yeah, they could do that.
Speaking the original Mario Kart, where your eyes could potentially bleed.
Speaking of old games, Switch Online got 4 more retro games. And here's the craziest part.
What a
3 of them are games
segue.
that never released in America. So we got Quest for Camelot. This is insanity. This is a Game Boy Color game. Yes, based on the animated movie. What licensing deal is going on here that this is allowed to launch? I can't figure it out.
Who made the game? Movie?
Warner Brothers.
It was Warner Brothers, I was going to guess. Yeah.
It says it on the box art. That's the only reason.
Oh,
I
there
know.
you go.
You can see that?
How crazy is that? Like, I don't understand. I guess Warner Brothers is
yeah.
like, oh, we don't care. Yeah, whatever. So that's the one localized game that we had. But
I'm sorry. Were there an actual like Warner Brothers? Were there 2 brothers named like Warner?
And then there was a
there's
Warner
a
sister Dot.
Yeah, we know them.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they just had
Wacko
dental
and
work
Wacko,
done.
come on. Yeah, that's
All right, yeah, all right. Good call, everyone. Thank you for
um,
putting me in my place.
on Super Nintendo. We're getting Kirby Star Stacker, a puzzle game, and on the NES we got Joy Mech Fight, which is a game I've known about for a long time because I really liked the look of it, but it never got localized. Now I can play it.
And all I see when I read that is Joy Luck Club.
I don't think they made a game of that. And also on the NES, we got Downtown Neketsu March Super Awesome Field Day, which in our part of the world we would have called River City Ransom, or
We would have called.
it's
Downtown
like
Julie Brown.
what's the Super Dodgeball? It's all the River City Ransom characters or that style character, but this is one of the games that never came over. So I loved those games too. So this is, I'm sure people want games they are familiar with, but I think it's pretty awesome that we get 3 games that have never been localized ever. And now you can play them at no additional cost.
There you go.
King Broly says, Quest for Camelot from Warner Brothers? Does this mean ... What does it mean? I don't know. What does it mean is the question, because it could mean a whole bunch of stuff, but certainly odd to be like, here's an old licensed game from Warner Brothers that you probably never played and would have never guessed would see a re-release, but here we are. So I don't know what conversations happen behind the scenes there, but it resulted
They're
in Quest for
trying-
Camelot coming
Warner
out.
Brothers is trying to get more money since they're going to claim such big losses.
They're gonna make it back on
With
Quest for
all their-
Camelot,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to. Well, they're not making the money because that's a part of the online thing, right? So like you're not paying necessarily for that specifically.
No, but
they got
Nintendo's
their money
gotta pay,
through through the licensing.
Nintendo has commented on Zelda Tears of the Kingdom DLC, and guess what? They said there will not be any DLC.
Really?
What you get in the game is what you get. Mr. Al Newman at Nintendo was asked about DLC, and he says, there are no plans to release additional content this time, but that's because I feel like I've done everything I can to create games in that world. In the first place, the reason why we chose this time as a sequel to the previous game is because we thought there would be value in experiencing a new kind of play in that place in Hyrule. Then, if such a reason is newly born, it may return to the same world again. Whether it's a sequel or new work, I think it will be a completely new way to play, so I'd be happy if you could look forward to it. So he's like, listen, we did everything we could in Tears of the Kingdom, and we were already building off of Breath of the Wild. We've expended every idea that we have. It's all there. This is all we got. Next one's going to be something new. He's like, it's going to be completely new, or maybe by some miracle, if we can come up with a whole bunch of new gameplay mechanics, we would revisit the same landmass from Tears of the Kingdom, but it's probably going to be new. So it's like, look forward to it. It's going to be new. So, I respect it. You pay full price, you get the full game. Done. No more DLC. So
I guess they never said that there would be DLC. It was just something that everybody had in their heads because it happened with Breath of the Wild.
Many people expected it, yes. But I also saw a conversation that Nintendo always announces DLC plans before a game launches, and I guess that is true. So maybe we should have seen this coming because they never announced DLC. So, but yeah, I can certainly respect a company that's like, we're going to give this game everything we possibly can, and we're not going to make people pay extra to get this content. So, not that I think that's wrong. I think there's DLC that's done right and DLC that's done wrong. But I think DLC in general is fine, sure. But whatever you got in Zelda, hope you enjoy it, because that's all you're getting out of Tears of the Kingdom. And it's the Zelda game I've played far more than any other Zelda, so I got my money's worth without a doubt. But
give me that deal.
It's over.
DLC?
It's over. Oh no, I got it. First comment comes from Hailman, and they say, I'm quite surprised. I think that the wording and the fact that Al Newman himself responded suggests that we can take this message seriously. Oh yeah. I don't think they're lying about that. Although, look at Mario Kart. How many years went by with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe where they didn't say anything, and then we finally we're still getting massive DLC for the game. We're getting wave after wave after wave. So who knows?
I'm sorry.
Stranger
Could
things
you
have
refer to it as Dilk from now on?
Dilk.
You're
Major
getting-
Dilk for Mario Kart. Yes.
Massive Dilk.
Of course.
Big Dilk drop coming.
Speaking of Dilk energy, Doug Bowser had some comments about Nintendo in general this week. And he says Nintendo's evolving.
He still works there?
He does. Keeps quiet. Washington Post talked to Nintendo of America president Doug Bowser. And Doug said this, quote, we are actually evolving into being an entertainment company with gaming as a nucleus of the overall business model.
What's wrong with you?
If there's competition, it's asking ourselves, how do we compete for people's entertainment time? We all have limited time. How to create devices or platforms that are differentiated and unique, and people want to play, or create devices and platforms that are differentiated and unique that people want to engage in. Because in the end, that's what's important to us. Keep people engaged, bring them into our platforms or just our IP through various means like the movie or the theme park, end quote. So, I know people are going to, I'm sorry, I was going to say Twitter. X certainly sensationalized it because we made a post about this, and it went nuts. It had like 1.5 million impressions and thousands of likes, and everybody's like, Nintendo's going to stop making games. And I'm like, I knew that's what people are going to read this and start saying, but no, they're evolving because, like they said, they do a theme park. They got a movie. They're going to be doing more movies. Like, they're getting more into licensing deals. The core of their business is still video games. They're not going to be like, wow, the Super Mario movie did so great. Now we only make movies. That's not the case, guys. They're just evolving to do more in the entertainment space.
I mean, they have such a following. It would kind of be foolish to not. I don't want to. Don't milk it. but like to take advantage of that,
to branch out more. Yeah, they could.
money.
Like I don't know. I don't think it came from you, but this is the first time in a
For
really
me.
long time where the top 3 movies of the year are not sequels.
But they are existing properties.
Exactly.
So like they are tied to like really long. I mean, Oppenheimer is not a long running franchise.
Yeah.
But
The Oppenheimer cinematic universe.
but yeah, Barbie and then Super Mario. Super Mario's been around since the 80s. And
Yeah,
it's just
I saw so many articles from entertainment outlets that were like, "This is a great sign for the movie industry," and I'm like, "Is it really?" Because
Yeah,
like
it's built
This
off
is
of
how we
the-
got Marvel. Like the same
hype
thing happened with
of-
Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel was like, there were Marvel movies obviously, but they didn't have any success really. And then we got the MCU and it took off, and that was a big deal. And now everybody's like, superhero fatigue. All we see is superhero movies and all that. Now we get Barbie and the Mario movie, which are really big, and they're like, this is a great thing for the industry. I'm like, 10 years from now, you're going to be complaining about this.
It's funny how like good movies come out and people go see them, and then they're just like, "This is great for the industry." What, making good movies is great
Telling
for the
good
industry?
stories.
Wow.
Grows the economy. It hurts.
Hurts
one.
nobody. So yeah, obviously, like I said, it just makes sense. Theme parks, movies, yes, they're expanding further than they have before. They tried movies once, it didn't work out. It scared them away for 2 decades. They tried movies again, where they were more hands-on. It turned out to be one of the biggest successes of the year. So obviously, yes, they will have more movies. Not a surprise. But no, Nintendo's not abandoning gaming. No, they're not going to make a movie instead of making a game. Don't worry, it's fine. Just like
don't
when
make me watch TV on my Switch 2.
We
Nintendo.
we went through. Well, they all got
That's
that
what
now.
I think. That's like this automatically sparks memories of Xbox 360 and PS4 at the time. 3, really? Where like Nintendo's like, we're a gaming company. We're not an entertainment company. Our system is not just going to be a
Well,
DVD
I don't know
player.
that Nintendo ever said like they're not an entertainment company, but they said they're
No, but
focused
they're
on
like
games.
our hardware is for games. It's not for watching DVDs. It's and stuff like that. Because shortly after that, it was like, oh, hey, you can get Netflix on your Wii.
Yeah.
But that other side of it, where all the other companies were like, yeah, like this system is like the centerpiece of your entertainment center, and you can do everything with it. And now Nintendo's like, hey, we're an entertainment company. We do it all.
That's
However,
right. We do it all.
to second MomBrain's thing, yes, let's we should just travel the world and get to all the parks. Let's go to Super Nintendo.
Let's start with
Land.
one park and see how we do, since we
Yeah,
can't even get us out of the
how
house.
about like
See
Hershey?
how
That's
we-
close. Let's go to Hershey.
There's no Nintendo franchise.
And the one in
Hershey.
California is open.
Open. It's been open, yeah.
I mean, quite frankly.
and
I don't want to go. I'm sorry.
friends and family.
I want to. Going into Florida one makes more sense.
Yeah, except we have to go to Florida.
I know that.
I'm
I don't want to
looking-
go anywhere though.
I
so.
am 100% looking forward to the Donkey Kong ride.
I know.
Like, I'm a little upset that we already know how it works because we've been talking about it for like over almost 10 years, but because I love like the getting on a ride and not knowing anything about it and just being blown away. But yeah, I mean, seeing the stuff you mentioned, somebody in the chat was posting pictures of the Toad Cafe or whatever, like that, seeing all the little trinkets and things that come out of the park from like the different, like the restaurants and everything. Like I'm just
Trinkets.
trinkets.
The
Little
Toad Cafe.
trinkets.
Isn't that in Amsterdam? The Toad Cafe?
So you lick a toad?
I was going, I don't know, mushrooms or cafe or toad.
Oh,
like,
so
don't
I
know.
knew it was
Toad
drug
get
related, but I
fuzzy?
was
Is that
trying
what
to
it's
find the connection. I apologize. Zikamoto says, which is ironic because he's evolved into an insurance salesman. If there's one thing that's
I'm sorry, were you still talking about news stories? We're talking about
unifier in the Nintendo space, it's that people don't like Doug Bowser. Doug Bowser is a tough follow-up to Reggie. I'll give him that. Union busting Reggie, as MomBrain would say.
My body is ready.
My anus wedgie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about ending unions.
And
here's a big rumor. Oh boy. We are hearing
what's Grub say this time?
from no Grub this time. From very trustworthy sources, Eurogamer and
Deux.
VGC.
Oh.
Not that trustworthy. Not top tier.
Thanks.
A level below Deux. We are hearing that Nintendo showed off the Switch successor at Gamescom. Behind the scenes, obviously. Now, before I get into all this, I want to say all of this is rumor, but it's fun to talk about the rumor, so we will talk about it. Okay, Switch successor showed off at Gamescom behind the scenes to third parties. Not a big surprise there.
Would the third parties have to sign and say that they're not allowed to say anything?
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that Eurogamer said something, are they going to get slap on the wrist or something?
They didn't sign anything.
So they weren't there.
Eurogamer did not see this. This is not press outlets that are getting to see it.
Developers.
This is developers. Yes, developers. Yeah, third parties.
It's not
like
true.
I said.
So it's a rumor.
All right. So if you want to play that game, I said all of this is rumor at first. This is not a rumor. This is true.
Okay.
Are you debating rumors with Deux Michaels?
I would never debate the rumors he knows.
Okay.
I would debate the
You're
rumors
right.
he doesn't.
You're right. It's fun to talk about rumors. Let's talk about this rumor.
But I want to stress, Eurogamer is in the know without a doubt, and VGC the same way. This is not just something like said this. This is as close to verified as you can get. It's just not verified because Nintendo would never be like, "You got me," of course. So
we still have a couple of games coming out for the current system, but you got us.
So yeah, that now I'll say as far as
like it's, I don't know. It does feel like it's happening very quickly all of a sudden.
What?
Like it was like quiet, slow. Let's just enjoy the Switch, and then
we're coming up on year 7.
We had 6.5 years of like nothing, no comment or anything, and then all of a sudden it's just like, next year's gonna be the year.
And this is just developers getting their hands on it to test it or something. Is that what the rumor is? Because how often, I don't know anything about it, but when you're making a new system, how often, how much before the release do they give it to third parties and say, "Hey, we want you to make games for this"?
Well, that's the thing.
Shouldn't they?
Like, there's going to be there's going to be parties that Nintendo are much closer to who have already seen this thing. They're already working on things without a doubt. So those are like,
like third part, like
Japanese companies,
maybe
that are
Bandai Namco,
better at keeping secrets,
or EA or something like that. Like they're going to be like. Nintendo's going to be not going to be like, "Hey, EA, come meet us at Gamescom and we'll show you our new system." Like Nintendo is going to fly EA out, or EA is going to get, or Nintendo's going to go to EA's headquarters and be like, "Here's what we're doing." You're not making a random appointment with EA at Gamescom.
I'm sorry.
Let's
not make any appointments with EA at all. EA has shown like no support, right?
They've shown more support to Switch than they have more recent Nintendo systems.
Yeah, but it's just like, hey, let's go to the company that our last system where we're like, we've got like, I'm exaggerating, but like 80 games coming, and then they're like, "Oh, by the way, yeah, we're not giving anything, but we will give you a watered down version of."
I think they're working on it though, right? Like both sides, I think, are realizing that they could just make a ton of money if they pooped out some EA crap on the Switch.
Well, with the Wii U, I'm all about dogpiling on EA, but in that case, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they did have things at launch, and they very early companies were like, Wii U's not doing well, and they backed off. I can't fault them there. But with Switch, yes, they took the reverse approach, and then years later, they should have been like, "Oh, we're missing out here." But EA has put things out on Switch. It's not like they haven't. They just haven't done the same output that they have on other systems.
They're also just not making the same quality, or not quality, but like the same quantity of games in general, right? It's mostly just a couple of sports titles. And
they do. They just did that Star Wars one that was well reviewed. Yeah,
I don't know. What do I know?
But also this scenario doesn't exist. Like he used EA as an example, so I mean that might not even be true.
Yeah, I'm getting like what I'm trying to stress is there's higher up third parties that Nintendo is not going to use Gamescom as a way to introduce the system to them first. These people are getting special presentations.
Probably not.
Sega probably would. Sega probably would get an early look. Yeah, because Sega's a good partner for Nintendo.
So then, what happens with all like the indie developers that are pumping stuff out on the eShop.
Indie developers, unlike now again, it'd be the same situation, but obviously much
There's so
more
many.
heavily weighted towards Gamescom is where you're going to be like, hey, indie devs, come take a look at this. But there will be indie devs that Nintendo will give an earlier look to, because look at snipper clips. Like it's just there's special
Snipper
examples.
Clips was fun.
Or like Yacht Club, like a Yacht Club or a Way Forward, like they could get a potentially early look, because those are Devolver Digital is a great example. That's a
Oh.
publisher where they'd be like, you're a really important indie publisher, we're going to give you an early
And
look.
depending on what the system can do, if there's any like weird little things about it, they might
Yes.
choose a developer that they know can
you're
like
exactly right.
think out of the box a bit.
So the most believable part, or the most trustworthy part of this rumor, is that Nintendo showed off the Switch at Gamescom behind closed doors. No doubt about that. Now we could get into the weeds of the other rumors that are out there, and they're not rumors that I don't shoot down right away. And there are rumors that they seem certainly credible, but I want to note that they're a step down, only because, it's harder to pin these things down. So what was shown for Switch 2, whatever they end up calling it? We hear that Nintendo was running a tech demo of Breath of the Wild. They're not going to release it. I want to stress that again. They are not going to release it, but they were running a tech demo of Breath of the Wild to show this is how much more powerful Switch 2 is versus Switch. We also heard that they were showing the PS5 Matrix demo. So that's big news, because that's what you showcase to developers to be like, hey, this is what the system is capable of.
What's that game?
It's not a game. It's Unreal Engine released like a Matrix
It's not fun.
experience for the PS5 to show you what the power of the PS5 could
This
do.
is back when the Matrix movie came out or something too, or no?
Sure.
This
I
was
don't
like 2 years ago. When this was like when the PlayStation 5 first came out, right? Or
know. It
around
was
then,
it
or-
was earlier on. I don't know if it was when it or just came out.
But if that's the case, then Unreal.
Unreal Engine is not.
okay.
Unreal Engine's
No, but
Switch supports Unreal Engine 4, like Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be called will support Unreal Engine 5, no doubt.
but Nintendo, the Matrix, like that franchise, that license, Nintendo's not just going to take that and
Again, this is a tech demo.
Yeah, no one had to buy this. It's not. A real
it's
game.
just available.
You can get it on your PS5,
It's like-
or you
it's
could
like-
get it on your PS5, but
it's
it's
like
not a
the-
game.
Okay.
It's a tech demo. You could like drive a car,
It was like
and
a
it can
first
look
person
around the
shooter, and then
environment.
you could fly around the.
but there was no
the
shooting.
city.
But nobody has
And it
to.
looked
It's
really
a
good.
it's a license thing that they would.
Nintendo has nothing to do with the Matrix at all.
I'm saying they would get access to that and make it usable, and everything's fine. It's not tied with another company.
I don't know what you're asking. It's just an Unreal Engine demo.
Right. It's like a demo.
use
It's
it
like
to
a demo
showcase-
disc from back in the day. Like you get like a
No, it's a demo in a sense that this shows what the system can do
Basically-
capability
right.
wise.
But it's only Nintendo can do this on their own. They don't need to go to somebody else
Yes.
to optimize it for the system. Is what I'm saying.
well, you would work with Unreal, but you don't have to. Sure.
I'm just trying to understand who else could be involved, or at least know about it.
Unreal knows.
Right. But they don't make games.
Well, if it's
They do.
true,
like what do they make?
Epic. It's Fortnite. Yeah.
Okay, so it's confirmed
Fortnite.
that Gears of
Oh,
War is coming to
That's
Switch 2.
Microsoft.
Damn it.
You had it with Fortnite. You could have said, I'm sure Fortnite's going to be on Switch or whatever this is day one as well, because
Yeah,
that's
right.
I
what
feel
Epic
like we
does.
need to give it our own name.
What?
I don't know, but I feel like we need to just
the
Switch.
Dolphin 2.
the swatch,
Switcher 2.
Swatch,
Switcheroo.
yeah.
the switcheroo.
But anyway,
Revolution 2.
So we're hearing they showed off the Unreal or the Matrix demo on Unreal Engine 5, which is a huge deal because then at least we have some sort of idea what this system is capable of.
Then it would be as powerful
spec-wise.
as this quote this generation of Microsoft.
Well, it
and
would be
Sony
somewhere
systems.
in the ballpark. I would still say it's not going to be as powerful, but it would be somewhere in the ballpark. And we're hearing that it's using DLSS technology, which I forget exactly. The SS stands for super sampling. I forget what the DL stands for. It doesn't matter. Here's what that is. That takes a lower res image and uses AI to upgrade it and make it look better. It's used in games nowadays, but a less powerful system would use that to make its games look better. It's the perfect implementation of that. So lots of people are like, if there's a Switch successor it should use that because that's a great way to not inflate the cost for the consumer, but give them a better looking game or a better performance. So if this part of the rumor is true, that's great. Then we know companies can use that. And there will be even less of a gap if a company is putting out a game on a PS5 or Xbox Series X and they want to put it out on Switch too. It'll be much easier for them to do that because they won't. There will be, I'm sure, a technical
does that
gap,
mean
but
there's
not as big.
There's artificial intelligence living in the system in my house.
For your purposes, yes. But bad news.
Does it connect?
You got one in your pocket
to
too.
the Wi-Fi?
It does connect. I don't know. They didn't talk about it.
All right.
Didn't talk about it.
Does the AI connect to the Wi-Fi?
To the Wi-Fi.
I'm not a tech guy, so I don't know. Can't answer that for you. But yeah, Matrix Awakens is what the demo is called, and then as I said, that runs on Unreal Engine 5. So that's pretty juicy stuff. If that is to be believed, then Switch 2 will be considerably more powerful than the Switch. We've also heard rumors that it uses an LCD screen instead of an LED, which again would be used to keep costs down for the consumer. We've heard rumors of them targeting a price of $350. That'd be amazing if they could do that because that's what the Switch OLED is right now. So more powerful system, hardware costs more to make, use a lesser quality screen to even out the cost. Keep it at $350. Holy moly. That, and then look at this. Xbox Series S is $300. It's all making sense, people. It's all making sense. So there you go. Very juicy stuff. Very interesting. I'm not a tech guy, but I would be surprised to learn that their successor system is that much closer to the power of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X because there's a considerable gap between Switch and PS4 and Xbox One. But plenty of developers made that work and did ports that many thought were impossible. So if Nintendo wants to make sure Switch Successor has games that also appear on PS5 and Xbox Series X, this would be the way to do it.
Ooh, that means we're definitely going to get our Space World Zelda finally.
Oh,
wouldn't that be funny if they put out something that looked exactly like that?
Yeah,
we'd be like upset because it looks so bad now.
Yeah, with the power of Switch 2, here's what we can do. First comment. Currybo says the hype train left the station. You are not kidding, my friend. Hype full steam ahead. North America, what do we got this week? Let me tell you. We got Anonymous Code, Fae Farm, NBA 2K24, Super Bomberman R2. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4 big games right off the bat. 30XX, another big game. 4x4
30XX.
4x4 off-road car exploration. Adventures of Ben, Rabbit Run. Alchemy Garden, Arcade Archives Kadash, Bakeborough, Bus Simulator City Driving Ultimate, Cats Super Bundle, Colorful Boy, BOI. You sent it just like the Toe Jam. Color Sense Challenge, Crowd City, Dark Theme Bundle, Dinosaurs, Types and Names.
Dinosaurs?
Dissolved. Escape Academy, the complete edition. Nicky Hill, we should check that game out.
Sorry, which one?
Escape Academy. Escape from Terror City, Full Void, Gravity Oddity.
Did you go to the bathroom? Yeah, I had a full void.
It's a great one. Gunbrella. Remember, demo out for Gunbrella right now. Gunbrella comes out September 13th. Hansel und Gretel interactive book. Into the Sky. Colliner. Myth Force. Night at the Gates of Hell. No Son of Mine. Old School.
Hell.
Pipeline Puzzle. Pixel Game Maker Series Ninja Sneaking versus Battle on the Couch.
Ninja Sneaking.
Pure Mini Golf and Pool Puzzles Bundle. Redeemer's Run. River City Girls 1, 2, and 0 Bundle.
Is that that's a newer franchise, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way forward developed games. Except River City 0 existed. It wasn't called that in Japan. Way Forward worked to upgrade it for modern systems. Seduce Me, the complete story. Shepherd's Crossing. Simulator Bundle. Sprout Valley. Strike Force 3. The Dragoness, Command of the Flame. The Isle Tide Hotel. The Making of Karateka. The Many Pieces of Mr. Koo. Thunder War Rabbit Alien Fight, Troopers, Truck Simulator and World of Machines game bundle, and finally Whitestone. I'm sorry.
Thunder War Rabbit Alien Fight is so
Got it all.
good. And like a lot of these titles don't roll off the tongue for being such a ridiculous title. It rolls. Thunder War Rabbit Alien Fight.
You're right. Something about that one feels good. Josh, if you would please speak his name.
Was there no comments?
No comment on that.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Thank you, Josh. Europe had some games. They were coming out. They're still coming out. It was the week of September 7th, the year of our Lord, 2023. Games coming out. Adventures of Ben, Rabbit Run,
Benny sitting,
Alchemy Garden, Anonymous Code, Aquapark IO, Bake Bro, Big Farm Story, Chance of Senar. Multiple A's.
It's a demo for that.
That's the one you were talking about last week, right?
Yeah, I haven't tried it out yet. I want to. It looks very
made by
interesting to
another
me.
company you were liking.
I don't remember.
Or
what
no,
company's
it was an
making it.
art style that you liked.
I do like the art style, yeah.
Escape from Terror City, Fae Farm. This is a different one. Farming Tractor Simulator, the year of our Lord 2023. Hansel und Gretel interactive book. Whole IO. Into the Sky, Cavox Pitch. NBA 2K year of our Lord 24. Trying to fit that in there. No Son of Mine. Otako Cross, Pretty Boys Dropout.
No Son of Mine's going to be a Pretty Boys Dropout.
Paper IO 2. Pinocchio interactive book. Ralph and the Blue Ball.
I've been there, Ralph.
Rhapsody, Marl Kingdom Chronicles, Redeemer's Run, RPG Bundle. That's just, is that a bundle of all RPGs ever? Come on.
I don't think all of them, though.
That'll be worth it.
Rune Factory 3 Special. Seduce Me, The Complete Story. The Complete Story, now on Lifetime. Shepherd's Crossing. Strike Force 3. The Dragon S. Command of the Flame. The Making of Mariteka. Is that Song of the Summer song that's been on all the TikToks these days?
You're going to have to sing it for me.
I can't think of it right now because all I'm thinking of this
Okay.
one.
Song of the Summer. I can't wait.
The Many Pieces of Mr. Who.
Karateka. Karateka.
The Many Pieces of Mr. Who.
Oh, very good.
Is it a pigeon game? I don't think
No.
so. Whoops. The Thief Simulator, Year of Our Lord 2023, which I really think is a terrible game to put out, teaching people how to thief.
I hear it's a real steal.
Whoa!
Mhm.
Truck Simulator, Year of Our Lord 2023, Drive Europe, and True Virus. Comments? Let's
No
refresh. Did anybody jump in there? No
Oh,
comments.
that's right. We should have refreshed just because they snuck one in last week.
No comment. Excuse me, one quick. No comment.
All right, moving on. What do we got here?
Moving on.
Oh, I'm sharing this because we talked about this before, and now we have an update. You may remember that there is this man in Japan who recorded gameplay from a video game, Steins Gate. Full name of the game is Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace. And he posted the footage on YouTube. And Spike Chunsoft, the team behind the game, and Katakawa had said, you are not allowed to put videos up of this game, specifically of the story elements and the ending. And the guy did it anyway. And then the cops showed up at his house and they're like, you're in trouble. Well, now we find out how much trouble he got in. He did get arrested. He did go to court and he did lose. His sentence is a 2-year prison sentence, but it was suspended for 5 years. So that means he will not actually spend any time in prison so long as for the next 5 years he doesn't get in trouble. If he gets in trouble,
Don't get eliminated.
then he goes to jail. So he'll be at home, and he's been fined a whopping 1 million yen, which is in American dollars $6,700. So Not a horrible fine. I mean, it's bad. It's a bad fine.
Sorry,
But
2 years of prison or $6,700?
no, both.
Oh, okay.
This man.
How's he going to make the money if he's in the prison? That's why
He is
gotta
not
be
going to prison.
suspended, right?
Suspended sentence at home 5 years. If he breaks the law, gets in any trouble, he goes for 2 years.
What does a suspended sentence look like? It's just ...
Sure.
at the end?
Yes. And he has to pay a fine of $6,700. So
Oh.
now we know what happened to the man. He did get jail time, but he's not going to jail. And he did get a fine. Not astronomical, but not pocket change. So there you go. We got the end of that story. Mysticoy says, this is awful and the single most draconian enforcement of copyright law I've ever seen. Even though he might not go to jail, the fact that they were pushing for it so much and he just barely got out of that is very troubling. Nintendo can already be bad sometimes, but if they ever got this extreme, I might stop playing their games. Also worth noting that by contrast, manga author Nobuhiro Watsuki was fined only 200,000 yen and given no prison time for owning massive amounts of child pornography. I did hear about that guy. Yeah, that does not seem correct. I don't know what to tell you on that because I got no explanation or reasoning for it. So all I can say is this guy should make sure for the next 5 years he stays out of trouble because I'm sure he doesn't want to go to jail for 2 years. Yeah, well, yeah. Whoop.
Yeah, but that life, like once you dip your toe in that pool of criminality, it just keeps like luring you back.
Get
no
a
matter
sweet taste
what.
of the seedy
Yeah.
underbelly.
Yeah. That's a
Uh,
better way of saying it rather than a pool of criminality.
Sweet taste of criminality.
There you go. Both of them together. Nintendo was also talked to about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and story elements because people are always like, how does
Sorry,
the
I'm going to
story...
take it back to that last story. That person probably should not play the Thief Simulator 2023.
No, they should to get better.
That's right.
Oh, all
That's
right. I
right.
guess
And
so.
it's on sale, so they can.
They've already dipped their
But the second
toe into the pool of
but the
criminality.
second they go to download that game, boom, flagged.
Would you download a game? It's an old internet thing. Would you download a car? Anyway, Nintendo was talking about Zelda and storyline because everybody's like, how does this Zelda game fit into this one's storyline? And this one takes place here. And what does this mean for this game and all that stuff? Well, we heard from Legend of Zelda director Hidemaru Fujibayashi. And he talks about Tears of the Kingdom and its timeline placement and timeline in general. He says, quote, it is definitely a story after Breath of the Wild. After that, basically, we are thinking about how to not break the story and world of Zelda. There are 2 points I can say at this point in time. I think if it doesn't collapse, fans can have the space to wonder various things like, so that means this is possible? If we only speak of possibilities, if there's the story of Hyrule's founding, it is also possible that Hyrule has collapsed in its history once before. I don't really make things up by saying, isn't it interesting if we did this here? So even for the parts we did not tell, I hope you enjoy imagining it. So he's like, listen, we know some stuff. We got ideas. We know we're figuring things out. We got to make sure that the things we do don't break what happens in every other place in the timeline. We're on top of it. So when you play these games and you're like, but does this mean this? It could mean this or it could mean that. And we've thought of this or that, and we're going to figure it out as we go. So,
or they could just make games in sequential order and not go tell a story between other stories that happened already.
They could do that, but they have not done that. We're past that point. I mean, I guess they could now. You got your sequential Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
What was the demo? The Space World? When you said that, I automatically thought like Link in like a Halo world or something, and I was like, well, that's not good. But take it there. Why not? You know,
take Zelda to space.
We had him ride in a train. We had him ride in boats. Well, let's have him ride in spaceships.
I'm not going to say no, don't do that. I'm going to say I don't know how that would work.
No.
And I'm apprehensive.
We've got Link uses the Triforce, and we've got the Force from Star Wars. Let's put them together.
We already had some space in Zelda anyway. We had Majora's Mask. It's got the moon. That's from space.
Underestimate the power of the dark
But
side.
nobody is up in there. Nobody's up in there.
In the moon?
See
playing the game?
How about that? That can end up being another storyline. Oh, Link goes up into the inside the moon. There's a whole other world.
Did you
up
play
in
Majora's
there.
Mask?
Do you go inside the moon?
I'm the moon.
Man,
let's say the moon is more involved than just sitting in the sky. How about that?
You need to get a job at Nintendo. These are gold. They got to hear
These are the questions they asked and answered themselves before putting the game out. But you could be the guy being like, "But what about this?" And they're like, "Nicky Hill, we talked about this 20 years ago."
He's going to show up and he's going to be like, "Let's do Link in space," and then they're going to be
With
like,
guns.
"Send them down the hallway to the Metroid team."
He'd be at his
Send him
desk and
down-
he's like,
send
"Hey,
him- Send him down the chute to the
I
incinerator.
got a question about Majora's Mask. How does this make any sense? Mr. Hill, did you play that game? No, but I got questions." And
I'm
they're
not,
like, "Yes,
I'm
sir."
not
Close the door on
questioning
him.
the games. I'm saying send him inside the moon.
And
We
I'm
already
questioning
know
you.
there's a
Did you
space-
play the game?
Did he go into the moon?
Did you play the game?
Why are you? I played.
Because I'm playing your game right now.
I played
I'm
some
playing
of it.
and you don't even see it.
I played some of it, but I couldn't. I got.
At the end, you go
lost.
inside the moon
Do you
and you fight
That's-
Ganon.
inside
Yeah.
the moon? Who would ever send him inside the moon? That's ridiculous.
Am I telling the truth?
Probably not. I'm gonna say not.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I also don't know for real
You played the game.
because I don't
where
remember.
my ideas come
You
from
know Ganon's not in
a
it.
dumpster
you wouldn't
behind
be, right?
Nintendo's headquarters.
You take care of Ganon in Ocarina of Time.
You
Yeah, I
take care
know.
of
I
him?
know.
It's you're talking about sequential Zelda
In
games.
the old New
Majora's
Jersey,
Mask
take care
takes
of
place
Ganon.
right after Ocarina of Time.
Majora's Mask takes place right after.
Yeah, you literally Link leaves Ocarina of Time and goes into Termina. Like they're one right after the other.
Okay.
That's how you know I'm lying. We talked about you fight Ganon
Which
inside.
means
You beat Ganon in
wouldn't be
Ocarina
the
of
second
Time.
one.
Do you not beat Ganon in Breath of the Wild, and then immediately
I just wonder
after
what
you
Ganon's up to.
encounter Ganon in a different form?
Yes, you do.
So
but that
what-
involves the storyline of history and time. We know the moon is the problem with the Mask Kid in Majora's Mask. You said you played a little bit of it.
But it's not Ganon Mask. Not
No,
Ganon. It's not Ganon Kid?
it's Majora's Mask. The Legend of Zelda Ganon Mask.
Like
Nope.
Mirror Mask.
Yep.
Wow.
That's it.
Look, what we're
Anyway.
trying to say is you got to get a job at Nintendo and pitch them this Ganon in the moon idea.
And what I'm
'cause
trying to
it's
say
brilliant.
is don't
what
do
I'm
that.
telling you is all of my ideas come from the waste bin at Nintendo. I did work
You
there.
don't do that.
Didn't know
I
they
did
Don't
work
do
there.
that. That's how I got in
I
trouble.
did work there as a janitor, and I was stealing ideas that were already thrown out and trying to repitch them to
That's
them.
how I got uninvited to that Nintendo event for
What,
a
from
little
stealing
while.
their garbage.
For posting a story about something being taken out of the garbage. Yeah.
No.
Hawk says, well, bad news, Fujibayashi. You already broke it. The one thing that bothers me the most about Tears of the Kingdom is that it doesn't fit neatly into the Zelda timeline in any way. I'm not going to read all this because it's spoiler. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We're still too close to the game. You can go read that comment if you want. No shade to them at all, but I don't want to get into that spoiler territory. Our last top story, rumor. There's a Nintendo Direct this week. What do all good Nintendo fans know? They know there's always a Direct in September. Will there always be a Direct? Maybe not. But we know
Are you
at
talking
this
about- didn't you
point,
just open the show with this.
there could
rumor?
be a Nintendo Direct in September because that's what tradition has been. So, yes, there will probably be a Direct in September. We're hearing it's coming this week.
We're
God
hearing.
help me, but we're hearing it's coming this week. We have rumors of what will be discussed from Pioro on X. Pioro is a leaker who has an unbelievable track record of getting things right. Very impressive with their knowledge. Here's what Pioro said. It's going to be something F-Zero Switch related. We don't know what it is, but it is not the re-release of one of the GBA games on Switch Online. And it's not what this will be about. So a remake, a remaster, a brand new one. Earlier today, we heard Tetris 99 F-Zero theme. That would be disappointing, but it is what it is.
Just a theme of a game.
That's what they do in
Oh.
Tetris 99. There's themes of games all the time.
And
Usually
but
every
would they
month.
really announce. Is that like a big announcement? I guess because it's something.
Well, they
that's
put it in a direct. Every direct isn't full of big announcements. It's got big and small stuff. So something F-Zero related. We're also hearing something related to Donkey Kong.
F-Zero related. There are 0 F-Zero games coming out.
Wow. Well, we know that already. We're hearing something Donkey
Also,
Kong
F-Zero.
related.
That's the original. Like
Nope.
I've got no F's to give. F-Zero.
Mm.
The original.
Oh,
You're right.
Very good.
We're hearing something Donkey Kong. Again, we don't know anything about what it is. There has been a very long-standing rumor that Nintendo EDP is working on a brand new Donkey Kong game.
EDP?
Like Nintendo proper, not retro or any of that.
But what does the EDP stand for?
I don't know.
Okay.
Early development
The error
program.
proof test.
I'm sure somebody in the chat knows right off the top of their head. But it's Nintendo's like, actual developers. We have heard a rumor for a long time that they're working on a Donkey Kong game. And maybe that's what this would be. I don't know.
Zero Donkey Kong? Not connected.
Not connected. No.
I'm trying to follow along.
Well, we've never seen Donkey Kong and F-Zero as far as I know, but they have met each other in Smash Brothers, so there's a connection.
And I was going to say Mario Kart, but actually I don't think so. F-Zero's not involved. Maybe a track or two, but no characters.
There have been tracks. That's true. That's a collaboration between the two. So yes, you get Mario Kart and F-Zero tracks. Yes.
Yeah, do you think Captain Falcon feels a little slighted that, he's kind of a racer and he's not put in Mario Kart? Is it just because he's too good?
Too fast?
Is racer the term? Not racist, right?
Well, I don't know. I've never played the game, to be honest.
I heard Captain Falcon's a huge racist. Loves those races. Wait, he loves races and he's a racist?
Mega punch.
He uses that big punch for him.
Oh, man.
I got
sorry.
a question about leakers. You tell me if I should save it for the after show.
Oh, go ahead.
Diapers
Yeah,
are
I was gonna
suggested.
So you said you named a leaker with a great track record, right? And it makes me wonder, if somebody has a great track record of having inside information, do you think Nintendo is like actively looking for who this person is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so Nintendo,
They've gotten people before.
Yeah. So, how long is this person's track record and how bad must Nintendo be at figuring out who they are? You know what I mean?
It's not how bad is Nintendo. It's like, what's the legality of getting the like? If Nintendo wasn't doing things legally, you could find out who this is in a couple weeks. Like you could get everything you know, but legally
follow,
speaking,
like, protocol.
There's a lot. You work with what you can do without escalating it to a level that takes a lot of time and money and care.
Yeah.
But Nintendo will spend more money and time than most companies will to try and find these people out, and they have found them before. This guy came to prominence.
Or girl.
I'm pretty sure we know it's a guy, but I could be wrong. This person came to prominence within the last couple of years. I don't know how long they've been around, but I would say Pioro, when it comes to Nintendo rumors, is your top tier. Like, doesn't get any better than Pioro as far as leakers.
Probably like Shigeru Miyamoto.
Now, do these
Could be.
leakers get paid somehow for
No.
leaking?
No.
So they just do this to
They
be
like for the
clout.
thrill.
That clout. They're a
'Cause
Nintendo
that's-
fan. They like the clout. They like Nintendo. That's it. And then finally, we heard there's going to be more in the Princess Peach game. That's not really a surprise.
If you heard something, I know you wouldn't leak, but would it drive you crazy to be like the only Nintendo fan and know something?
I know there's been plenty of times where you've been under like
embargoes.
embargo or like NDA, and like you're so excited and it like drives you bananas. You don't share until you're allowed to, but like I know it drives you nuts.
I don't know what to say here. I've known things before the public has known things, and I have not said it because I'm not allowed to.
He's seen
Yeah.
things
But it
you
does.
wouldn't believe.
I'm asking, like, does it eat you alive?
Yes.
And not just because you report the news, just because even if you weren't doing the website, you're like, I want to put
You
this
wanna
on
share
Reddit or
it.
something.
I
Like,
want to
so,
share it. Yeah.
so this is a thing. All right.
Yeah, I definitely want to.
Good for the
but I
leakers.
don't because. Well, it's not right for me to, so obviously I wouldn't. Now, if I didn't have Go Nintendo, would I? Probably not, because there's the threat of legal stuff that could happen. So, but I would want to.
Well, I know you wouldn't. I guess I'm just trying to find out what makes a leaker tick, because why the heck? Who gives a
It's
crap?
like knowing
to be honest,
that they know something before everybody else. and
I
can
would
prove
like to
it.
keep that to me. Like, I would like to be the only one to know that. I think that's way
Well, I
cooler
guess
than
this
going
goes
online and giving it
for
to all
my
the
personality.
unwashed.
There's all the things that I like, but the things I like don't matter to me until I share them with other people.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, like when I'm into Marvel or anime or games or
Well,
wrestling, none of that.
All right,
I
okay.
can personally watch, interact, enjoy, and yes, that brings me a ton of joy. but it really doesn't matter to me until I talk about it with other people.
Also, the whole community or whatever, just like it's all, so much of this industry is just speculation, and like there's an excitement for a lot of people to get like that little nugget of information and just go crazy with it. So like to be that person to start that wildfire kind of is probably, you know,
the hype machine is
Gets
way
them off.
more important and engaging than the actual release of anything.
Yeah.
Like the release is the end of it. The hype is
well, the release
wave
is
you ride.
the release, and then the
That's
things
why it's
come
called
out.
a release.
That's right.
The-
Sweet release.
the game comes out, and then a lot of these people who've been hyping it for so long blow through the experience, and then they're like, well, that's it, when's the next one? And
It's
like,
very problematic.
rather than like
yes.
the build up and then the enjoyment of it. Like
I
they
mean,
just-
enjoy things however you want. Take as much or as little time to go through things. Yes, but
yeah,
you can't do that and be like, "Where's the next one? Get to work." I can't believe we got to wait so long.
no,
all
but
that
that's
stuff.
when they spend so much more time hyping and speculating and like building it up, and then they just blow through the actual experience. So for
Mhm.
some people, the experience is
Right.
getting that rumor
Yeah.
and then building up whatever story, because then if you speculate like 400 ideas or whatever, you talk to enough people and like you build up those things, you're going to be right about some things, and then they're going to be like, oh, look, I'm as good
Yeah.
as this developer building this
That's
awesome
how they
game."
get weeded out, because that happens pretty often. You get people who, will get things, and then you're like, well, pretty much everybody knew this already, and then they'll get things completely wrong. Pioro, though, is the real deal. Also, love his name because that's the name of my favorite micro game in Wario. It's the little bird.
I was
Pioro.
going to say, is that
Yeah, that's why.
game.
That's his icon on X. His avatar on X is Pioro the bird.
so
Oh.
that's a WarioWare title
Mm-hmm.
or a WarioWare mini game?
Mhm.
It's probably Charles Martinet, and that's why he's being put out
Not
to
anymore.
pasture.
Somebody else.
That's how they're dealing with the leak.
They found him.
We'll give you the information after it comes out, Mr. Charles.
WarioWare Move It better have another Pioro game in it. And since all of the games in WarioWare have had Pioro, I'm sure there will be one, but
Well,
nothing better than unlocking your
Is
new
this
Pioro
leaked
game.
information you're
What?
talking?
That WarioWare Move It's
Pioro-
probably going to have a
That
Pioro
Pioro
game.
will be in the...
I feel pretty
I
confident
mean,
in
if
saying that.
Nintendo doesn't want Pioro leaking information, they should probably stop putting them in the game.
Pioro deserves to be a bigger star in Nintendo's. We need standalone eShop Pioro games.
You know, I
That's what
saw, I don't know if it was on TikTok or where, I saw a video of a kiwi, like the animal walking around.
Yes.
And I was like, man,
Boy.
I really enjoyed that little game, and I wish we can get more, but I mean, now we've got to...
The real question is, whose tongue is longer, Yoshi's or Pioro's? I think it's Pioro by a good amount.
Pioro is like in the corner or on the ground and can reach the top corner of the screen.
Yeah.
That's not even a question.
Well, I don't. Have we seen Yoshi? Yoshi's got like in Galaxy 2, his tongue goes pretty damn far, but also it's like homing. It homes in on enemies, so he's got something else too. I'm not ready to say definitively Pioro's got the longer tongue, but I think he's got the longer tongue. There's
There's really
Pioro in
only
the chat
one
from
way
Tony
to find
Diddlemuch. No, it's not Pioro.
God.
That's not Pioro. I want to see Yoshi and Pioro kiss.
Well, I was going to say, do you find out by putting them side by side and stretching their tongues?
They
Yeah.
could kiss
Or
from
do
a
you-
mile
Do
away.
you put them from like
Oh my God, you're right.
opposing and
Did you stick her tongue in?
and they
That's tonight.
lull them towards each other?
Lull them towards each other. I think you just put them side by side. Yeah. That's your top stories, everybody.
T stories.
Thanks so much,
Top
MomBrain.
S's.
I sounded like that old lady on TikTok. This is my outfit today. I'm going out. My husband's dead. I'm gonna go visit him at the cemetery.
Nothing like it.
MomBrain.
At least you always know where he
That
is.
lady.
But she's great.
Nothing like it. MomBrain, what have you been playing?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I completed
Oh.
Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. Yep, I did, and it was really wonderful, and it was a nicely told story, and it was my story because I made the decisions along the way, and I was actually like disappointed that it was over. I was like, wait, no. So
A sign of a good game.
it was a really nice little story. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I will probably play it again.
Wow,
No.
really?
Wonderful.
Yeah, like I'll play it differently next
Yeah.
time.
Real
No.
quick, hold on to that thought. real quick.
Okay.
I forgot Tendonin's comment on the last post. I don't want to leave them out. They say, regardless of any rumor, an F-Zero GX AX HD makes sense on every level. If they enhance multiplayer, not just being online, but being more compelling than the modes in X and GX, then that's another huge level on top of that. There's been a rumor for a long time that F-Zero GX is going to get a remake or a remaster. Maybe we'll see it this week. I hope so, Tendonin. Sorry, Nicky Hill.
Not being fresh. This is the
What,
first.
this is
Is this the
fresh?
first game that you've completed in a pretty long time?
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Earthbound wasn't too long ago.
Oh yeah, Earthbound. That was last year, right? Was that last year? 2 years? ago?
Yeah, it was.
last year.
Yeah, it was. I was playing it, but like when Manch died. So yeah,
That's a year.
Wow.
So scale of 1 to 10. What do you give it? You don't have to.
I think an 8.
Ooh, very good. Now you got to listen to the soundtrack on its own while you're running,
Yeah.
while you're walking,
don't
while you're
really-
going to work,
No, I don't think
while
it's
you're
a running
working,
soundtrack.
while you're
Maybe like
cleaning.
while I'm studying.
while you're studying. Is that it, MomBrain?
Besides Penny and Flo.
Let yourself go. Nicky Hill, what have you been playing?
I don't remember. I may have done a little bit of Vampire Diaries. What is that called? Vampire Survivors. Solitaire, and I tried to just check, and for some reason I'm logged out of my parental thing.
Well, my parents won't let me in to see what I played on Switch.
They say I've been playing too many video games, and they're rotting my brain. And I jumped back into Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh.
But I'll tell you, it's been like 2 months, and what has happened, what I feared would happen, has kind of happened. I've just lost my flow, and I don't know how, like, what I'm gonna do to get back into it.
Start over.
Play it.
Yeah, I got to play it, but like that's the thing. Time-wise, I'm just not feeling it, like, because I have to put hours back into it to get back into that flow too. So
You've been gone too long.
Start a new flow.
Didn't that happen with you with Breath of the Wild? Didn't you take a long time
I never
off and then
started
you
it.
can't? Okay, it was just.
and then once I started it, I think I pretty much got into it. I had to stop for a little while, and I was like, oh, I get it. The way it's built, I can get back into it because like all of my objectives are right there. But then like just the I don't want to say ease, but like there's the comfort or the familiarity of, the controls and just playing it, and like, oh, I'm gonna go over here, can do this. Oh, now I'm gonna go over there, and now like, so I went right to Rito Village, and I was like, you know what? Let's just move forward in a story here. So I completed the Wind Temple.
Oh, cool. It's one of the best.
And which is essentially like a divine beast, as far as it's what as far as navigation and stuff. Enjoyed it. I know now what you meant about the music when you get to like that area. And who knows what I'm gonna do next. But that's
right. That's
where I'm
how
at.
Tears of the Kingdom works. Who knows what you're gonna do next?
And then but like now that I did that, I kind of don't want to really just lollygag or just explore. I kind of want to just move forward, especially because I don't know what my future holds. I gotta get there. So
well, then good luck on your mission to save Zelda.
we'll see what happens. Do what you've been playing.
Booyah.
I'm done.
Played a little Fortnite with the boys. It's a good season. Played some more Link and the Oracle of Seasons on the Game Boy. It's good. It's good. I made it to Orlox's. Well, I'm not there yet. But I just finished the 8th temple, so I think.
Oh, you're right there.
Yeah, I got to talk to the Manu tree or something, and
This
he's
is
gonna
Oracle
of Seasons.
And this is the first one that you.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, once I beat this, then I guess it'll somehow link up with Oracle of Ages.
8?
No pun intended.
You're on an 8th temple.
That
I
used
just
to be the
finished the
regular.
8th temple, and then there's going to be like a final. It seems like there's going to be a final temple too. So like,
Yeah.
it's
Temple-
like a full game. I was surprised myself because you think they released 2 of them and they're gonna sync up. You're probably
Hi,
like,
Saul, Mr. Link.
it'll be half and half. But no, I think it's like 2 full games.
Did you know that there were 8, or did you like? Are you learning? You're like, oh, there's another one. Or
Yeah, in the beginning, the tree tells you got to find 8 essences or something, and you just kind of put it together that they're the temples because that's where you get the first, you get them at the end of the bosses. So, but yeah, it's great, and they like I said last week and the week before, a lot of the items are really, really cool, really great stuff. Surprised it's on a Game Boy. I know that's maybe ignorant to say, but I'm an ignoramus.
It's better than being a Dorcas Malorcas.
That's right.
Get that bow tie away from me. And then I've been playing some Starfield on the old Xbox
I've
Series
been waiting to
S.
hear about this. I want to know what your thoughts are.
I've played a good bit of it. Well, here's the thing, that I haven't played a good bit of it because it's gigantic. But I've played about 12 hours. I'm a level 10, so still very, very early for me in a game like that. I've got mixed feelings about this game. I want to start out. I mean, this is so dorky. Not dorky, but I just want to say congratulations to Bethesda. I mean, it's huge. Like, they must have had people working. I know all video games have people working on them, but this is a huge game. A lot of work went into it. You could tell a lot of stuff went into it. So congratulations to them. People are going to be enjoying it for years to come.
And who owns them now?
Microsoft.
Well, then I guess congratulations, Microsoft. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just trying to be nice before I tear the game apart. No, I mean, I'm not going to tear it apart. It's just, I don't know. I'm not getting the same feeling that, I don't know. I shouldn't be comparing it to other Bethesda games like Skyrim or Fallout, and I shouldn't be comparing it to like Mass Effect because they're different, but
here we are.
It doesn't have those the feelings that I got playing those. Now, was it because when I played those, that was the first time I'd ever seen any like big open worlds like that, or what, or like adventures on that scale? I don't know. But there's something about this game that doesn't, it doesn't feel complete like that. It doesn't feel like it feels very disconnected and disjointed. You can't, there's a lot of fast travel. There's a lot of loading. The loading times are very quick, which is very impressive. But you have to load a lot. Like you'll load a fast travel from the planet to your cockpit, and then you fast travel from the cockpit to off planet, and then you fast travel from off planet to the next galaxy you want to go to, and then you got to scan that planet and then go in. And that's all done through like loading and just menus, and it takes away any of that fun exploration that you might get from like a No Man's Sky or from like a Skyrim or something like that.
The game
like,
is not fun.
So, and already like in the first hour or two of the game, I was able to come up against invisible walls once in space and once on a planet, to the point where it was like, I just started playing and like, I feel like they're telling me not to explore. You know what I mean?
A lot of people have been complaining about the invisible walls. Yeah.
So there was a time, the first time I was in space, I was flying at this planet for a good 5 minutes before I realized I wasn't getting any closer to it. That's embarrassing.
You are, though. You are very slowly getting closer, but it doesn't matter because when you get to it, it's just a flat image. So you are getting closer.
That's crazy. Well, they messed with me then, because like for a good 5 minutes, I was like, it looks like I'm getting closer, but am I? And I don't think I am.
I watched a video about somebody doing it to check. You will get closer to it. You will actually get to it, and then you just pass through it like it's nothing, and you're inside like an orb of a texture. So.
Now it's huge. There's tons of places to visit, tons of voice actors and characters and missions, and it's just like, you know, those open world games where you land somewhere, you're doing a mission, you talk to somebody, and now you have 4 other missions, you know, like, and I'm accumulating missions, and like all that kind of stuff is fine, but because you spend so much time in the menu screen, it takes away a lot because the menus aren't great either. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of the menus or how it is,
In
but
passing, I've seen some.
they're very bland. They're actually hard to understand. Like, they tried to make it very simplified, but it actually comes off being a lot more confusing than it needs to be. And there's a lot of layers. Like, I just figured out after 12 hours that I can hold down the start button to go to the map and then press the back button to go to my missions. That's the only way I can figure out how to do it. Otherwise, before then, for 12 hours, I was pressing pause, holding up and left, hitting the A button, going into the map, and then hitting the back button again to bring up just a mission list. So it took me 12 hours to figure out a shortcut of that. So I don't know what other shortcuts I'm missing. Yeah. I don't know if there's like a better way to play this, because it doesn't teach you a lot of the things, which is fine because there's so much that you don't want it to teach you everything like that, but you want it to maybe dole out little pieces to teach when you're going to do something new or specific.
Sounds like you got to go to one of them articles the internet loves to write, like 12 things I wish I knew before I started Starfield.
Right? Yeah, that kind of stuff it's a little annoying because like part of you wants to explore, but you're not really given any rewards for exploring, and they kind of like limit your exploration. So then you're just like, well, I'm not going to explore. Let me just go to point A to point B, and then before you know it, you're doing one mission, but you flew to 5 galaxies and you've landed on I landed on a planet just to talk to this person and literally get back on my ship and go to the next one. So
don't we have phones in the future?
It's kind of like half of it's that, and then the other half is like, what am I even playing a game at this point? I'm just kind of like going back and forth through a menu screen. And I did a mission that was pretty fun that got that rewarded me with a new ship. So I was like, oh, I got a new spaceship, but like I'm sure it's in there and I probably have to do my research, but it hasn't told me anything about like fighting the ship, piloting the ship, like powering the ship. Each thing in your ship needs to be powered separately. So like the shields or the engine or the missiles, and you only have so many like notches to award to these things. It's an interesting way to do the ship combat, but they're not giving you a lot. And I haven't even delved into like ship building yet, which is a huge part of the game, I know. So there's a lot of stuff that I haven't even touched. So I don't know if it's fair for me to complain about a lot of this stuff, but so far I feel like I'm just kind of truncated a little bit. I'm also a big stealth player, so I started my character with a lot of stealth options, and the leveling up system has been very frustrating. It's not as clear as it is in a lot of other games. It goes with the menus in here. The menus here are pretty bad, and the leveling up menu is really bad as it is. It's very confusing to know when you can upgrade a certain thing and what you have to do. A lot of them have prerequisites that you have to do, which I don't mind doing, but they need to make it clearer too. It needs to be a little bit clearer. Like it's tough to explain, but let's just say I went into this even starting with a stealth character, thinking I was going to be a stealth king, like I always am. And in order to even upgrade, in order to even upgrade my first sneak option, I needed to perform 10 stealth takedowns. I've been behind enemies stealth, and there's no stealth takedown button. I've Googled it. It doesn't exist. What they mean is shoot them from behind when they don't see you. So I started doing that, and they hear me, I guess, before it even happens. So I had to get a weapon that has a silencer. I'm still at 0 out of 10. I've been playing 12 hours. I'm at 0 out of 10 for stealth kills.
And stealth.
I know what the problem is. I've seen your character. It's the outfit.
He's a big, he's wearing this rainbow outfit with like weird like things flying off of him, and he looks exactly like Steve Harvey. And his name is Steve Harvey too, coincidentally. What's really funny is that
did you name him or
I named him. But what's really funny is the beginning of the game you start out with like this little he's like a little robot character, and he has a robot voice, and he called me Captain Steve.
Oh,
And I was like, this is amazing.
10 out of 10. There
It's
you
like,
go.
yeah. But so there's a lot of things that I think are in there, and I either have to get better at it or learn how to do it or put in enough time to upgrade myself to be doing those things. Either that or they're just not there, and it's I don't know. But there's also the music is really good, but it's not like catchy. Like if I were to play for you RMC like a song from Mass Effect or something, you'd be like, oh, that's from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
You know, but if I were to play you this stuff, you'd be like, oh, this is nice, but like you wouldn't like, it doesn't have any.
I haven't played the game. I know the main theme because I heard it in all the trailers, but outside of that, yeah, I'm sure you would be right.
But it's good. Like it works with the gameplay, but it's nothing that's sticking in your head or anything like that. But yeah, and then the game crashed on me once in 12 hours, I guess, for the big game.
For a Bethesda
like,
game,
you know, it's pretty good.
it's pretty good.
And like, I have to admit, it's been running pretty well. Now there's some frame rate issues with certain things, and like loading screens where the ship flies in, or you get onto a train to go to the next part of the city. Sometimes those skip. But as far as like the game itself, it's been running pretty well.
I've read they've done a really good job with the Xbox Series X version. Yeah.
Well, I wonder, does the Series S will it look like? Am I getting any? Is someone with an X getting any benefits that I'm not getting playing
higher
this particular
resolution
game? I mean, it looks pretty good to me, and it's fine for my purposes. I think I'm going to still play it. I mean, I like these types of games. There's a lot of fun to be had here.
Sounds like it.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm telling you all like the worst parts about it. But yeah, there's just a lot of kind of menu to loading screen to you're on the planet, and I don't even care about my ship. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't tried to upgrade it or do anything with it because I spend very little time in it, and I'm not taking off like in No Man's Sky from the planet and flying off planet, which was amazing no matter how many times I did it. And I understand they can't do it in a game like this. It's still impressive that there's 1,000 planets or something, you know. But
what is there to do on them?
Yeah, well, that's another thing. You know, there's a lot of planets where
there's one person.
Things are empty. There's a lot of cities where I like it looks like a beautiful painting where like you could almost go anywhere, but then you know you walk into it and there's no life. You know, there's people around, but there's not nearly as many people as you think there would be. I mean, when you're walking in Times Square, it's like packed with people, right? Like you'd think it'd be like that kind of busyness in some of these giant cities. And there was something, again, it might just be the time when I played it and what we've seen already throughout the years. But I remember getting to the Citadel in Mass Effect and being like, this is amazing. It felt real. It felt like lived in. And it was like, I don't know. It felt like there was something to it, like that there was actually a living, breathing entity there, kind of. This doesn't really feel like that in the cities. It feels a little like, I mean, it's a Bethesda game, so they got like the NPCs have that kind of, you know, jank to them, and there's some about, I don't know what it is, like Skyrim jank that works, and like futuristic jank doesn't really work. Like you almost want the futuristic jank because it's a futuristic thing. You're like, everything should be streamlined. I know that's not perfect and not realistic, but so that's kind of what I had prepared to say about this game. I'm still going to be playing it. I don't want to say I'm not having fun, but it's, you know, the action is kind of few and far between right now for me. It really depends on what you like to do that you might get more out of it. Like I know people who like to do the shipbuilding stuff, and they'd probably get so much out of that I'm not getting. Or but for me, it's a little lacking on the exploration part of it. And maybe there's stuff to explore, but I feel like
the invisible walls won't let me.
Well, that's the thing. Like I'm feeling like I don't even want to try it because like, am I just gonna be on a leash that I don't know?
After so many times of trying to do something or go somewhere and getting blocked off and stopped, you're like, well, I guess I'll just do the missions.
Yeah. So
I get it.
So I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm still gonna be playing it, and I like a big a big game like that sometimes. So we'll see moving forward, if with another few days with it, if it starts to click a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what you say next week.
But that's the thing with those games. A lot of times those kind of games, you got to put a lot of time in before it gets you, but at what point?
And that is the question people always say. They're like, should I really have to play a game for 30 hours before it gets good? Like, is that appropriate?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's crazy. And
it's got an answer.
And it's not that the game is going to get good, I don't think, at that point. I think it'll just be that I'm now so, used to the systems that I'm better, maybe. But yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna keep playing it. RMC, are you gonna play this game? You are, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. It's not like next on my list, but I am gonna play it definitely.
I can't see you really liking it that much, just because of like the stuff that I described.
I really like Skyrim, so but I like outer space settings, so it's 50-50 really, but I'm gonna give it a go. So.
Yeah, the voice acting is good, and a lot of like the missions are pretty engrossing, like it's some of that stuff's pretty good, but like I can't see you being like, well, let me go to this planet and talk to this guy and go immediately back to my ship and then go to this planet and talk to this guy, and it's all one mission, like.
Yeah, I'll like I said, I'll just have to. I'm gonna give it a try and I'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna say like I'm not. I'm interested. I'm not like excited, like, oh boy, Starfield, but I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a go. There's intrigue there, so I'll check it out.
Do you have any questions for me about my experience with the game, or is there anything you thought that you were interested in my thoughts on?
No, I just wanted your thoughts in general because you're such a huge Skyrim person, and I wanted to know how this one's doing it for you. So
yeah, it's, I don't want to say it's Skyrim in space. There's a lot of similarities, but there was just something, in Skyrim, I would walk all over the place, like here I'm fast traveling via my ship, and that's that, and it doesn't feel the same. There's something, and because of that, it almost makes the interactions feel a little more dated, feel a little more, it's less real. I play these games to escape into them, and I haven't really put in giant chunks of time with this one escaping like I usually do when I get into one of those video game holes. But anyways, thank you very much. I love talking about the games that I play. I really appreciate you listening. I know I go on and on and on about this stuff.
Whoa.
On and on and on and on.
Whoa.
And RMC, what have you played this week?
Thank you for asking. I played Fortnite with you guys, as I said, and Fortnite with family, loving it and really enjoying the season. Had some great victories this week that I was really proud of and took clips of. I should upload them on YouTube or something. But that's it. I have not played any other games because I've been watching Attack on. All free time away from the site has gone to Attack on Titan. That's it. So,
how long is each episode?
22 minutes. So that's it. That's all I got is Fortnite. Let's go to questions. Send your questions to GoNintpod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo video games in general or whatever the hell you want. Master Higgins says, in Pokemon Stadium on the N64, you can teach a Pikachu from your Game Boy games the move Surf if you use it in 8 consecutive battles that are absolutely bananas hard. Let me do this again. You can teach a Pikachu from your Game Boy games to move Surf if you use it in 8 consecutive battles that are absolutely bananas hard. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that makes kids throw their controllers at TVs. I was never able to do this as a youngster in 1999, but I finally managed it almost 25 years later. My question is, has anyone on the crew gone back to a game from their childhood and accomplished some impossible feat that would make their younger self scream, shout, and treat them like a god of gaming? I can only think of things from childhood that I haven't done and still need to go do. Like I've never legitimately beaten Battletoads. And I've never...
Has anyone?
Yeah. I've never... there was another one I just had in my head and it's gone. Sorry. But I can't think of an example of where something... Well, I guess Earthbound is a perfect example. I started Earthbound a few times and never did it. So, yeah, Earthbound's a good example.
As a child?
Not as a child, but later on. Like before we were in our 20s, I did. But But yeah, as a kid that I went back to years later. No, I either TMNT was the other one, the NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. I've never legitimately beaten that one, and I would like to do that. So, but I'll go back to
You've never
Battletoads.
beaten that, huh?
Nope.
Wow.
I'll go back to Battletoads and I'll redo the Turbo Tunnel and be like, okay, I still got it. I can still play games and do a little bit of challenge. So
A little bit.
Well, that game
Talking
gets
about
way
Battletoads-
harder. That game.
Talking about Battletoads, I can handle a little bit of challenge. Get out of here.
Does
That
it-
game is
no.
ridiculous.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Turbo Tunnel. We're talking about a challenging part of that game, but not the most challenging part of that game. You got the zipper racers and the climb up the spike tunnel and the one where you're riding the surfboards. Like, there's way harder stuff than Turbo
It's a
Tunnel.
brutal game.
But yeah, I'll keep racking my brain. I'm falling flat right now. But anybody else here have a childhood thing they couldn't beat or complete or accomplish in a game that they did years later?
Long time ago, we did the live feed where we were playing games. And, I mean, the short answer is no. The long answer is we played games on that I hadn't played in a while, and I still sucked at them.
You have not beaten the original Mario Brothers, correct?
I have not beaten original anything.
You can beat Mario Brothers. Now, that is, yes, you can.
No, I can't do it.
This is so silly. This is a
you
non-argument.
just have
You
to play.
100% can do
The
this.
same thing happened to me in college because I'd never beaten it as a kid, and it just takes playing it and concentrating as an adult. It's really not as hard as you remember.
I think I had better concentration when I was a kid.
I think you can do it no problem, hands down. Like, I really don't think it'll be an issue. Sure, you might die a couple times or whatever, and you might not do it the first try, but it's not impossible by any means.
I think I tried to play it recently on like one of the many systems that it's available
Just
on.
use a traditional save, man.
Sounds like a Patreon video to me.
I think I would love to. I mean, it doesn't have to be for Patreon,
That
but
could be
I
a
would
one
love.
sitting.
I'd love to play live stream stuff again with us for an hour, like a week.
Let's do a charity event.
That'd be fun. Well, let's talk.
Hey,
I'm
let's
down.
talk about this. This is the 890th webisode.
No party. Yes, continue.
What is 10 weeks from now? How close are we getting to, like, it's before New Year's, right? I mean, how awesome would that be if it like lined up?
Yeah,
That's
October and
10,
November and
then
December.
in
So that's
mid-December.
3 months. That's more than 10. Yeah.
Well, let's take a couple weeks off. Let's line it up. It'd be crazy,
To
right?
do it for New Year's?
Celebrate. I don't know.
I
don't know. I don't know
whatever.
anything.
I
I don't
don't
know.
drink, so New Year's is kind of like I'm not doing anything
Oh,
anyway.
come on. You've had raucous New Year's without alcohol.
Lots of Martinellis and
Amen.
hors d'oeuvres. Yeah.
Charles Martinelli's. Let's get him out of here.
Whoa!
By the way, you talked about it, but you didn't talk about it. I think he's stepping away because he's got a role or something. Did you see his hair in that video?
I wanted to say that I think it's a double. I think
He's
they
had
did
that-
something with the real
He's had
Martinet.
that hair for years now.
that long hair.
Yeah.
It's a double.
How come
I'm
that's the
telling
first
you,
time I'm
it's not
seeing
the
it?
real Martinet.
It's a you thing. I don't know. He's
He's
had long hair for a while
He's gone
now.
full hippie.
He's got that hat and that hair. That's been his thing for the last
What's
couple of
the
years.
hat?
That's hat.
Whatever
and
you
a
call
hair.
that hat, I don't know.
My hat feels
I don't
good.
know.
And
It's
my
a
hair
fedora.
feels good.
No, it's like a straw island hat. I don't know.
Island hat. Give it to me. Island hat.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
Any games from kids you accomplish something in later or no?
I didn't have the accomplishment, but I do remember being in awe, being like, wait, I could watch you beat a Mario game like right now, like Mario 2. Like, and I remember you being like, yeah, here we go. Dude. I was like, oh, wow, this is so cool.
How
Like in
bad?
record time too. Almost like it's not really a speed run, but like a speed run for our standards.
How bad did you want me, and how sexually attracted
How
were you to me when
bad
you came over to my house and I showed you Shadow Man?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yes.
35.
Sorry, is Shadow Man a
Nice.
game or is this something else
The game.
Both.
behind closed doors?
This was before MomBrain and I were dating. We were just friends. She came over to my house. I don't remember why.
Yeah.
But like, what are we gonna do at my house? I'm like, this is who I am.
Nice.
So we played Shadow Man. I don't know what else we did. I remember having a good time. You have a good time?
We played Shadow Man. I don't remember what else we did, but we played Shadow Man.
We weren't dating. I don't remember
She must
anything.
have had a good time.
Did you have a good time?
You know what I think it was? It was probably
A cat?
It was
Boots?
Buddy.
Buddy?
Aw.
It was Buddy.
Probably.
And I was like, I'm coming back.
This
over
guy's
here.
all right, but this dog.
dog is
Buddy
good.
and I were the best of friends.
You say it like I wasn't the best of friends with Buddy.
Well, you were. I'm
Who
just
is
saying.
wearing a part of Buddy with them every
No.
day, and who isn't?
Listen,
Mhm.
I'm just saying that out of
I got all the. I'm draped in dead animals.
all the not in the family people,
I'm the Rat
I
Hat
might have been
redemption.
Buddy's favorite.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Probably because I fed him the most.
Yeah, right. Some friends fed him cigarettes and coins.
None of the friends at this table.
That, by the way, he did not eat any of those people. He hid them in his mouth to get treats in exchange.
Yeah, he
for
was
them.
really smart.
He'd grab it in his mouth. We have a picture of him with a cigarette hanging out of his
Yep,
mouth somewhere, and he'd run under
If
the
anybody
dining room
dropped
table.
anything on the floor, he'd gun for it to get a cookie.
Or he kept a stash somewhere of like pen caps
he
and
would get a pen
nickels and
cap.
stuff.
Yep.
And all of a sudden he'd walk up to you and he'd be real close and you'd go to pet him and he'd growl. Like was never
He'd-
malicious, but
Or like
Yeah.
the look away. Like
yeah.
Yes.
he'd sit right next to you, just be like, yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd realize that, and for the record, I don't think I ever in my life gave that dog a dog treat. He got Anisette cookies.
He loved Anisette cookies,
Or
man.
like, he was like a walking trash can. He would eat like a Vienna finger, like that dog.
He was
Nicky Hill
good.
knows he loved to lick the cheese off the Elio's cheese off of a plate. Nicky Hill knows that for sure. All right, we
Whoa,
got to
wait,
pick.
Why? I never gave him. That was you giving it to him. Though.
I know, but it kept
Uh.
you up at night.
I real quick, Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. When as a kid, it was an enigma to me. I've told this story before, but like it's the first game of a long string of games where like I thought that I didn't like it, but something about it kept me coming back to it. I didn't own it back then, and I'd rented it. I had my mom rent it for me a couple of times, and on the third time I asked her to buy it for me, and this was after telling her that I didn't like the game, and she said, "I thought you didn't like the game," and I said,
Don't ask questions.
and I remember even saying this as a small child, I said, "Yeah, but I like playing it," and that is the most philosophical in a
Right.
way today, because
Stays true.
and then fast forward to like Final Fantasy VII. I played it for an hour, hated it, played it for 3 hours, started to like it a little, played it for 10 hours of my favorite game, so like it started that kind of thing. But anyway, I could never ever beat Zelda 2. I ended up on the Switch becoming really good at it to the point where I was beating it once a week during some lonely times. So
You heard him, people.
I got
Beating it once a
so-
week during lonely time.
so good. And there's a couple of like
Let's bring back GoNintendo out of context.
so yeah, I think young Deux would be most impressed if he saw me housing
and young Dude
Zelda
would be
2
like, but
in
I
my
thought we
prime.
didn't like this game.
But we like.
but we like playing it. But we like
That's great.
playing it.
I was just only gonna say like the only thing that I feel like it's. Oh no. Let's speak for Kirby real quick, even though he's not here. Kirby, we speak your name. Is that how it said?
Speak your name.
Chrono Trigger, right? He was like done with Chrono Trigger for a while and then played it later in life and completed it, I think.
Don't know about that.
All right, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I thought he had a hard time playing on like the Super NES.
I thought
or
it was his
something.
brother. I don't remember. He's
But,
got a point of contact with Chrono Trigger for sure.
But like the only thing that I can even relate, I think, to it still doesn't relate. So sorry to drag this out. But
Here we are.
DuckTales, when they re-released, like they remastered or remade the game, I played that version. Never beat the original. Still didn't beat the new version, but I got closer to beating it with the new version. So
Anastasia Beaverhazen says, I played Mario plus Rabbids on a first date and the guy was still interested. It blows my mind. I think you did it the right way. And I see the Island Boys were put in the chat. Hello,
Island
no Blade, no
Boys.
bows. Good to see you. Yes, that's true, PC. I was there for your Donkey Kong Country victory as an adult. Yes, and it's something I would never want to see ever again because it brought me back to the days of my sisters screaming and yelling at Donkey Kong. It was a very scary thing. A memory I'd like to forget. Let's put it that way. We also have a Patreon question. MomBrain, did you know you could join the Patreon?
For $1.
For $1.
Where?
Rudes McGee joined for $1. Rudes McGee had 4 questions in one. We'll do 2 this week and 2 next week. Number 1. My Nintendo Platinum and Gold points. Do you use them? I'm kind of miffed that at the end of each month I lose them if I don't redeem them. I wish I could keep accumulating them. Well, my friend, you asked at the perfect time because I redeem the coins on the eShop, but the points on my Nintendo I never redeem until now.
Platinum points, you mean?
Yes, I redeemed them for the Pikmin shoelace things, whatever they were. But we stuck them in my Crocs, so I have Pikmin gibbets, fake gibbets, and I also bought the Pikmin dish towel.
Oh,
'cause
that's
I really
where you
like
got that from. I've been meaning to ask.
So 2 my Nintendo things that I spent my points on. There you go. I
The
have
first thing
done
I
it.
think of when I think Pikmin, it's doing dishes, wiping down.
That's right. Well, they have a whole kitchen line in Tokyo.
Is it when you purchased it? Was it called a dish towel or was it called some quirky, cute name?
That's a great question. I'll look that up as you guys give answers.
Maybe it's sweat rag. You know, for football players, they keep a little thing dangling out of their pants.
They
Well, I'm
sure
just saying because
do.
Pikmin names things like not what you think, right? And that's what
Of
I'm
course,
going
brilliant. Of course.
with. I use the gold points to purchase games.
That's the way to do it.
I think
That's the only way to do it.
dish towel, kitchen towel.
Kitchen towel.
So cute and quirky. And the only thing that I think I spent platinum points on was the Tears of the Kingdom keychain. Everything else, anytime that I see something that I'm remotely interested in, I go and they're
Sold
gone, long gone.
MomBrain, your answer is no, correct?
I've used it to download like maybe a paper craft or like a
Ah.
digital something I could download.
They do
I
wallpapers
think
and
that's it.
printable stuff. Yeah, do
I think I got some
Posters.
postcards or something. I don't even think it was posters. I think I got
you got posters for sure, but it was before my Nintendo.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was
remember
Club
those.
Nintendo. You got them from Club Nintendo.
Yeah, those were nice actually. They were
There
pretty
you go.
nice posters.
Yep.
And you were a big winner with what was it, Pikmin?
Oh yeah, Pikmin Bloom
Yeah.
gave me that wallet,
That's right.
that money clip.
That's right.
That
Oh,
was very nice.
Number 2. When a game goes on sale, let's say now on the eShop, I buy the game at 50% off. Do you know how much now goes to the publisher, developer, and so on? I mean, I believe they should get that what they deserve, but if I can get something on sale, I'm going to do it. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know what the split is between developer, publisher, and Nintendo. Obviously, the deal between publisher and developer and Nintendo has nothing to do with, and the deal between publisher and Nintendo, the developer has nothing to do with. So I don't know what the split is, but it's for the developer. Unfortunately, it's a cut of a cut. But if the developer self-publishes, then they don't have to give anything to a publisher. So I don't know the numbers. I wish I could tell you. That's a great question. And that's our Patreon questions.
For $1.
For $1, you could ask those questions. And I talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. What did I talk about this week? I don't remember. I talked about the Rugrats game. I know that.
Pull my finger.
I talked about. I don't remember. I could tell you. Oh, maybe I could log in and tell you. Somebody else in the comments on that Patreon post was talking about the Rugrats quotes that they still remember, and I was like, I remember a lot too, because I watched so much as a kid because my sister was so into Rugrats, and I really liked it too. But there's a lot of dialogue I remember from that show. I wrote about the Nintendo rumors. I wrote about the Rugrats stuff. I wrote about celebrities in games. I wrote about Chad Gable's recent title match in WWE, and I wrote about this game called Holston that's got a mechanic I have never seen in a game before, and it looks awesome. So that's the last 5 days of Patreon posts. New post every day.
What did you have to say about celebrities in games?
I was asking most people. I was asking the people, as I do you like them or not? Do you find them distracting?
I feel like they've figured out that they don't need famous voice actors anymore.
I would say there's more now than ever.
Oh, I'm just thinking of Grand Theft Auto. I forgot about. Yeah,
I forgot
there's
about all of
There's
gaming.
other games too.
They just announced this week that Megan Fox is a voice in Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay, well, good for celebrities in games. I'm,
More often than not, I'd say they don't do
She's
a good
getting
job.
slack for that. Is that again?
Flack.
Sorry. A clickbait article.
Megan Fox getting flack for
Well, she was getting
existing
negative feedback or something for that.
I'm
And
sure she was.
Keanu Reeves mentioned something about
Cyberpunk.
No, John Wick and Matrix stuff. I don't even know it was connected to Mortal Kombat or not. But I was
What
like,
is
what
going on here?
Exactly.
John Wick, Mortal Kombat,
They're
Keanu Reeves.
They're not characters in the Mortal Kombat
Megan
game.
Fox.
right?
Jean-Claude Van
He's
Damme
not.
is.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is, yeah.
Right.
But that one makes sense because the original game was
But they're
supposed
not
to be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
But they're not they're not using
her likeness
license.
is in the game and Jean-Claude's is in the game.
No,
yes.
but not like characters of theirs. It's them playing Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, technically, yes. Jean-Claude is a skin for Johnny Cage, but Johnny Cage was based off of Jean-Claude because they originally wanted to make a game of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Megan Fox is playing a Mortal Kombat character.
Right.
Yeah. But now her likeness is that character.
Right. Clickbait. I said it's just like
I want to.
such-
Can you
such
find it?
nonsense.
Because I'd be so curious to know what the article is. MomBrain, are you setting up music over there?
Yes, but first I
Oh.
have bad game descriptions from Prat Trap.
Do it.
Number 1. Unsupervised minors travel the country to force animals to cockfight.
Pokemon.
Yes.
Nice.
Number 2. Strange men in suits solve your problems through the power of dance.
Ooh, that DS game with the guys.
Elite Beat Agents.
You got it.
Woo!
Or Oendan for our Japanese fans.
Number 3. Boy cosplays his way across the land to remind the villain the power of friendship and stop a celestial body from performing some major landscaping.
Boy cosplays across the land. Celestial body, landscaping. I'm trying to think of games with huge characters at the end. I'm thinking it's not Katamari. It's Doshin the Giant. It's a chat
Majora's
note?
Mask.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Moon,
at you.
celestial body.
Yes.
Yep.
Who hasn't played the game?
Now the
played
egg's on
half
my
of it.
face.
Number 4. Enjoy a peaceful vacation while under the ever-looming threat of a very patient loan shark.
Animal Crossing.
You got it. More specifically, New Horizons. But.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
And the last one, and perhaps my favorite, deliver the news or die trying.
Paperboy?
Yeah.
Wow!
I'm sure we've talked about this before, but whenever we're driving somewhere that's like really busy, it's usually in like a little town or a city. Ramit likes to play the Paperboy music.
It's one of my
Nice.
favorite things to do because there's certain parking lots. There's like somebody running across with a cart and some little kid like dancing or something, and I'm like, "Ba, ba, 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 bee, ba, ba."
Mhm.
And MomBrain will laugh and tell me also stop because it ratchets up the pressure.
It does. It definitely does. I really did love Paperboy as a kid. All right. So
Paperboy calls it quits.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
You guys are doing great with sending in submissions for music. We're still over 300. I think we're at like 320.
Did you
something.
see I went in and like cleaned up all the
I did.
Yeah.
But we always need more. So send your music to goninpod@gmail.com. That's goninpod@gmail.com. Put music in the title to help out MomBrain.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com.
Okie dokie. So
Oh, let me get my note ready. You can go.
okay. First song comes from Spaniel 53.
Sounds like you know it.
Yeah, I'm just finishing my writing.
Sing it if you know it.
Singing if you know it.
This is oh. This is a Kirby game,
Yep.
but I don't know what.
Once you said that little thing really triggered it for me.
It's a Game Boy game. Kirby's Dream Land 2. Let's go. With.
Yeah. And the name of the song is apparently Rick the Hamster Theme.
Yep. He's a good one.
It's a great name for a hamster.
Rick the Hamster is the goat.
That was from Spaniel 53, and it was Kirby's Dream Land 2. This one comes from Stefan.
Hell yeah. You know this one. I think everybody here knows this one.
I don't. Maybe after you tell me, I will.
Do you know it?
I do, but I've been getting a lot right, so I'm going to let you answer this one.
Oh, no, never mind.
It's been a topic today. Space. This is in a space-themed level. It's a Game Boy game. It's a very popular character. He's got a new game coming out this October.
Metroid.
He's got a new game coming out this October.
Yeah,
Oh, is it Super Mario Land 2?
Beautifully done.
6 golden coins. Yeah, it's the outer space level.
Super Mario Land 2, and that was from Stefan.
The only reason I would think that is because we had a Super Mario Land 2 song that was very spacey that I recently took a little bit of time to get to, and then you say a popular character, space. That's what I got.
Here comes a bop from Guy Bones.
Oh boy.
Lion King.
Yeah, but
Super
can we
Nintendo?
just... Yeah.
Nice. What is this? Be prepared?
It is.
Holy cow.
It's real good.
Virgin Interactive at Disney did it up back in the day. Oh, Nicky Hill, that Gargoyles game was confirmed for Switch, so that's coming over.
I never played it, but I was watching a video about it.
Well, I know you want the Disney Afternoon Collection to come, which still hasn't and probably never will, but Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Everybody was so into, and the whole soundtrack's great, but everyone was real into Circle of Life, and I Just Can't Wait to Be King. I always liked this song so much.
You love a villain.
Well, Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata was popular too. They're all great, but I don't know what it was about the villain, because I guess
You
I
love
just
the bad guys. It's very. I mean, I'd
It's
say
not
that
redeeming to love bad people.
if there's somebody who's got an edge in
What
their
are you
meme-
talking about? Let's all of the stories that are
All the
huge
best
hits that are all
ones.
yeah, right? Like Wolf of Wall Street, anything Martin Scorsese does is not really glorifying, but it's telling their stories. And The Godfather, who doesn't love The Godfather?
That's why all these murder
love it.
podcasts are
Goodfellas?
huge, because it's all about bad people. Good
Listen.
people love bad people.
Ursula,
Succession.
Chef's Kiss. She's a great villain.
That is a great villain.
There's just something about her that really...
What do you think of Melissa McCarthy as Ursula?
No, thank you. Not my Ursula.
Yeah,
Is she
she's the
Ursula?
She's
in the-
Ursula in the live action computer animated.
She's too funny. We need somebody who's a little sinister.
Quite frankly,
Roseanne.
I feel like a drag queen would
Wow.
definitely be a good
That's
Ursula.
actually a great
Right?
great
Like,
one.
I
They
feel-
already made Ariel Black. They can't do double
But
pushback.
do we want to
Oh,
make
God.
a drag queen a villain?
If they want... Yeah.
I mean, if it's their
They
choice,
wouldn't
I
be
guess.
able to release it in Thailand or wherever they want to make their money,
China.
their
I think
international money.
I think it's already being held for other reasons. Anyway,
Next song, please.
shoot,
All
there's
right.
something else
This one comes from Nico Darunia.
This is embarrassing because I feel like I should know this right away.
This sounds like the opening to a sitcom in the 80s or something. Nope, not anymore.
All right,
Animal
this
Crossing?
This is definitely Nintendo.
It is Animal Crossing.
Hey, there you go. It sounds like a portable to me. So Wild World,
New Leaf.
Nope.
If I don't know if there's wild.
Happy House, whatever.
How many?
City Folk,
Nope.
original Animal Crossing.
Nope.
Is it a different game, but Animal Crossing included? Is it like
No, it's in the Animal
New
Crossing
Horizons.
franchise. Nope.
New Leaf?
No.
New Hope?
What Animal Crossing am I forgetting?
Think Lisa.
That doesn't help me at all.
Oh.
Oh, the mobile game.
Which is is what you said it sounds like. So, oh no, mobile game.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's the camp. It's something about camp.
It's Pocket Camp. You got it.
Do you play Pocket Camp during lonely times, Drew? Do?
He pitches a 10 all the time.
No lonely times, just dreams.
Guys, we're 4 for 4.
Whoa. This one comes from Jess I.
Oh, this is a Super Nintendo game. No question. Sounds like a Square game to me.
It's not Square.
Ooh.
Wow.
Capcom?
No.
Okay, so maybe Enix?
No.
My initial thing was like American Tail because that sounds like this.
What? Sony?
Nope.
What company?
How?
Oh, wow. All right, well then.
Kirby?
No.
Starfy?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Kirby, but that's where you go with Hal. What else did Hal do back in those days? Something about a frog?
No.
Man, my Hal knowledge from Super Nintendo days, because that you didn't really
He
hear
did
about
other
that.
things. Do we still see this franchise today?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Looks
it's gonna
real
be
awesome.
Hal did like a whole bunch of random stuff before they became the Hal that we know.
You say we did
EVO.
4 and 4.
I don't remember what. Man, this sucks to give up on a Hal one, but go ahead.
Arcana.
Would have never guessed it ever. Yeah, Hal did like a Ghostbusters game on the NES, and they had some random
And that
stuff
was from
in there.
Jess I. This one comes from PT.
Sounds like Dracula.
It's not.
Sounds Asian, like Kung Fu or something.
No.
It's spooky. I like it. That note progression could be Nintendo.
Sure could.
Yeah.
I've heard this.
Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages.
It is not Oracle of
Seasons.
Ages. It is Oracle of Seasons.
That's where I've heard it. Holy cow.
Wow. I
Oh.
like
Sorry
that.
to take that
yeah, I
from
like
you,
that
but-
he got it.
I
That
wouldn't
was
have
from
gotten it.
PT.
Well, the only reason because
I
you
would-
said this sounds familiar, and she said it's Nintendo, so I'm like, I'm
Man,
gonna
that's
just go
brilliant.
Once I got to that note progression, that's some. I don't know how to describe it, but that's Nintendo.
That's so funny.
Well, boys, focus your attacks. This one's
Jet
from Jet
Jaguar.
Jaguar. Tetris Sphere.
No.
for it. DDR.
No.
Electroplankton.
No.
Persona something.
Mm-mm.
Future.
Thumper.
Art style something.
Nope.
What system?
Switch.
This is giving me a puzzle game vibe for some reason. I don't know.
I think it is a puzzle game.
Tetris.
Meteos.
No on both.
I like it. How about one of the Picross games?
No.
I don't think Box Boy has any music like this.
No.
It's not first party, is it?
No.
So it is a puzzle.
I'm digging it.
On the Switch?
This feels like something an experimental Sega developer would do. Are we giving up?
I give up.
I don't know it, but I just feel like it's something I should.
Are we giving up?
Yeah.
We're giving up.
I give up this moment.
Luminez Puzzle Fusion.
I said Meteos, and I
thinking-
meant Luminez.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
So that was on the Switch?
Yeah.
What
I
was
have
the
it on
original
Switch.
Lumines was on it.
PSP.
Here comes one
First came out on PSP.
from Hector.
Oh.
I'm so pissed off that I said the wrong name. Well, the quality leads me to believe DS?
No.
Robert Miles, the game.
And what is it?
GBA.
Wow, really good for GBA.
MIDI piano.
Wow, that's really, this is GBA. Good for GBA.
I
Sound
got
like
no idea.
Like a dolphin noise. It makes me want to say echo, but it's not echo. Not first party.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
So then is it an RPG?
No.
Metroid.
No.
GBA.
Star Fox.
First party.
Mm-mm.
Not Mario.
It's not Mario.
Not Zelda.
Mm-mm.
Not Metroid. Not Fire Emblem.
No.
What? Not Donkey Kong.
It is.
I was going to say, that sounded a little bit like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong Country 3.
Oh,
GBA.
nice one.
Man, I don't remember this song at all.
It is first party, right? Even though
Yeah,
Rare's
no, you're right. Yes.
involved.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
And that was from Hector, who was pretty sure he wouldn't get it.
You're right.
This one
Well, you're wrong,
comes from Hailey and Tom.
Prince of Persia.
No.
Shantae.
Sonic.
Nope.
Mario.
No.
This is familiar.
I'm pretty sure you played it.
What system?
Um, 3DS.
Ever Oasis?
No.
First party?
Yep.
Jesus, getting screwed on first party
Kid
stuff.
Icarus again?
Nope.
All right,
First party on the 3?
Mario.
Nope.
Not. Sure, we'll just do it all. Zelda.
Yeah.
Link.
No.
Link Between Worlds.
Triforce Heroes.
Yes.
Wow, there we go.
And that was from Hailey and Tom. And our final.
Triforce Heroes.
Yes.
Wow, there we go.
And that was from Hailey and Tom. And our final entry this week comes from Mikey 3319.
So this is going to be our whole thing. It made me think of another game. It's got to be the same company. All right, is it Sunsoft?
It is Sunsoft.
Batman. This feels like a Batman.
It
Batman
is
2.
Batman.
It was just Batman on
Good, man.
Thank
the Game
you,
Boy
Thank you.
from Mikey 3319. Great job this week.
7 out of 10. 6 out of 9.
There we are.
I'll take it.
That's better.
I'll take it. Do you got anything to play us out?
You know I do.
I have a feeling it's going to be a juicy one. This
It's a
time.
juice bomb this week, ladies and gentlemen. Deux views is never news. Rumor of the week, starring Deux Michaels.
Forget all the Switch rumor talk and Nintendo Direct talk you've heard. This is the only true one, and this is going to be the biggest of them all.
So, regarding the rumored Nintendo Direct, which you just told us to stop.
No, what we heard is going to be pointless. What this is, is going to be mind blowing.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may have heard Nintendo is an entertainment company now. So the rumored Nintendo Direct is going to reveal coming soon the Martinet cut of the Super Mario Brothers movie. That's right. Martinet, apparently one of the reasons he's been ousted is because during filming of that animated movie, he took over. And not only there's a Martinet cut out there with his voice as the voice of Mario, but Delroy Lindo's in the movie as well. We don't know what part he plays. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye out.
Peach.
Keep an eye out for that, because even though they fired him for it and they, are all upset about it, they are going to be releasing it at this rumored Nintendo Direct.
And you heard him correct. This did happen during the filming of this animated movie.
That's the best part.
Thank you, Deux. Always bringing us the juiciest, not rumors, definitely true information.
Definitely true.
We appreciate it. And that's all we got. So we're out of here. We'll do a little bit of an after show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
After show. MomBrain,
Would you turn the
go for it.
speaker off, please? I've been watching Chainsaw Man and really enjoying it. A lot. I'm probably like 6 episodes in,
I think
maybe.
you might be on 7 now. There's not many in the first season. It's like I don't know. I want to say 10 or 11.
It's been really fun to watch. It's been very interesting to watch. I've laughed out loud a few times, which is pretty uncommon for
I
me.
also laughed at that show, and it's not a show. It's a show that has humorous moments in it, but it's not a funny show. But when they do go for the humor, it makes me laugh. Yeah, I think they did a really good job with that. And that's extra impressive when you're talking about a localization. Like, there's jokes that work in Japanese that won't work here, but whoever's handling the translation process
It's
is
like boob
formulating
jokes and
right.
stuff, isn't it?
Boob.
Like he's not a teenager.
I didn't tell you this last week, but I'm not going to play into this trope anymore.
What trope?
But hi, Cumulative. Your trope. Where I'm like, hey, there's this thing, and you're like, isn't that for kids, huh? Or like
No,
anime,
I'm not
like,
doing
isn't that
that.
about boobs, huh?
No, like a lot of the a lot of that character
That's
is
how he
just
sounds,
driven
too.
by like
1920s gangster.
his carnal desires, right? Like,
Well,
it's-
this main character.
because he's not a teenager.
Wait, are you watching Chainsaw Man?
I watched it a while ago.
You watched Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, when you first talked about it, I watched it, and I think I brought it up to you, but then we didn't talk.
Yes, him in that show is
he
about.
so he is a teenager, and
Yeah.
but he's like been completely isolated, and like so everything is
Yeah.
new to him, and like I get it.
He
that
lives a
that's
real
like
shit life.
his motivation.
Well,
and
that's
that's how they play into it.
Yes, but that's what MomBrain and I were talking about, because she felt the same way I felt when I started watching it. I was like, that's a shtick. I get it. It's kind of whatever. But as the show goes on, it gets explained to you more through conversations with other people, and you're like, I kind of really appreciate why he's doing what he's doing now.
I don't really appreciate it. I just
Not what he's doing, but his idea of why he's doing it.
Why is he doing it?
I just find it
We'll talk after.
funny, and I think it's very like their other characters give it context where they're like, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
Like all of these things in the world, and this is
Right.
And I find that funny.
I appreciate
I
that
don't
that's-
appreciate his. There's no appreciation for where he's coming from me.
I'm talking about how he's like, he has one conversation with pretty much everybody where he's like, you all got your motivations and I got my motivation and we get the job done. Like, why are you going to give me shit about it? This is my thing and this is who I am. And I'm like, I can appreciate that. I'm not saying I appreciate his motivation, but I can appreciate him being like, this is my thing. Like, you all have your things about whatever, revenge or cats or anything, but like, this is mine.
Yeah.
Also, like you said, it's a 16-year-old guy. So, but anyway,
Also,
go ahead.
I mean, saying that too, I think the fact, like, I never thought of it that way, where he's just like, he is a teenager or whatever, and he's been very isolated. So now he's with people and he's just oversharing constantly of like, I'm going to get to touch a boob. Like, this
he
is
lives
awesome.
in a shack or he lived in a shack. I don't want to give spoilers, but he lived in a little shed. Yeah. But go on anyway.
At first, I was worried that was going to be very like off-putting if they continued really just driving it home. But I've come to, I guess, expect and appreciate its place in the show.
I think I just got hung up on it. Maybe I didn't let it go as much as I could have. So that's why I was just like, this is what. So that's why I'm saying like,
I'm
my
like,
one
oh, look at the
takeaway
poor
was
dumb boy. Like that's kind of how I.
That's
and
how
my-
I look at
my
him. Yeah.
takeaway like was just like, teenage boob jokes or whatever.
The guy
Like, so I
sells an eyeball and a nut. Like, just let him, whatever. Let him.
didn't- Yeah.
Just being a
you
stupid,
for shining
stupid
light
boy.
on it.
Yeah.
But he also gets his. Like, there's other like,
Oh yeah.
in pursuit of what he wants. He's so far I've seen things that happen to him, and I'm like, well, there you go.
Right.
Well, without getting into too many
So really,
spoilers,
is it Chainsaw Man? I mean, he's a teenager.
his
so Chainsaw Boy?
boss is
Chainsaw
totally
Lad?
manipulating
Chainsaw
him to get what she wants. So.
Yeah.
But how I haven't really talked to you about this. That's an example of an anime that I find gorgeous looking. Like the animation in that show, I really, really, really like. They have some really realistic, smooth looking animation, and it's very impressive.
There was a part where two people were like touching hands and
Yes.
like caressing hands and holding hands. And
Yeah.
as I was watching it, I was like, wow,
And
that's
it's not-
really realistic
And
looking.
it's not rotoscoped. That the guy who does this, like I was telling you, he's known for that style, and he doesn't do rotoscoping. He just knows the fluidity of animation
Yeah.
so well, and has
Wow.
studied it so much that. And it's funny because she's watching this while I'm watching Attack on Titan, and like I said, seasons 2 or 3 of Attack on Titan are really rough looking, and she's watching that, and I'm like, that's one of my visually favorite anime. It's just I love that style, so the juxtaposition between the two. But yeah, you got a few more episodes left. I cannot wait to see what you think at the end of the season, because you're right on the cusp of some stuff. And
I don't remember.
one of
it
the
so
episodes I watched in particular, I literally jaw dropped and sat there like just staring at the TV, and I was like, holy shit, what an episode. Like that was crazy. But I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I am.
Attack on Titan. Want to talk about it?
We could talk about it afterwards, I think.
Titans Attack.
Okay.
Yeah, we could talk about that after. I want to let everybody know spooky season's coming up, and if you're looking for something in that vein to watch, on Netflix was a great show I watched recently called Marianne. It's French. It's 8 episodes, and they're not renewing it, but luckily it ends strong where it doesn't
It's
need a
scary.
second season. The first episode especially I found very scary.
And you live alone.
And I don't like, I watch a
Don't
lot
make
of
'em scared again.
horror stuff, and it usually doesn't get to me. The first episode of this really spooked me good, and the first 3 episodes especially are great. But the whole show is good and it ends strong. But yeah.
How long are the episodes?
I want to say they're 30 minutes or 40 minutes, maybe. They're not an hour. But yeah, it's good if you like that scary show stuff. Marianne is what it's called for us
Oh, you said-
Americans.
Oh, okay.
Marianne. But yeah, it was good. The acting's great. Again, it's in French, so you might like.
Is the acting great?
I don't know. The crying is amazing. Like so maybe they just like,
Maybe they're
pinched her or something.
Yeah, they're good at crying in France.
But yeah, so that was good.
Is it Florence Pugh in Midsummer level crying? Because that was crying that I was like, she's crying. Like she is like gutted.
Oh, come on. She's just a great actress in general.
Florence Pugh is excellent. She's excellent in that film. I would say it was up there. I would say it was up there acting wise, but again, it's in French, so I can't really tell. But I was emotionally moved. But yeah, good show. Thanks for letting me say that.
You got it. Anime fans, first episode of Fooly Cooly Grunge is on tonight.
Oh,
Is it going to be good? I don't know, but I love Fooly Cooly, so I'm going to give it a shot. Yes, Attack on Titan. As I said before, I really loved the first season, and then the wait between the first and second season was so long that other things came up and I never got back to it. Now that I'm in it, the second season was incredible. The third season was really something special. And now the fourth, I'm like, this is like so far from what how we originally started, yet I'm so invested. It's just amazing that this person wrote out this whole thing, because it goes, like I said, where we are now is so different from where we were, and it's such a different, the story, I feel stupid for not recognizing what the story was trying to tell in the beginning, but now it's like,
Sorry, what is this?
Attack on Titan, depressing and sad, and just, I'm like, wow, this is rough, but in a great way. It's really, really happy I'm back into it. Sorry it took me so long, but I'm in it. Fooly Cooley is on Toonami tonight. It'll be on, I don't know what time, but it's on Cartoon Network. So and that's all we got. Anybody else got anything they want to say or no?
I don't think so.
All right, then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games, rest, relax, hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Enjoy your week. Be safe.
I thought you were going to say buongiorno.